Yo, they told you the world's a spinning ball. Molten core, 1,000 miles per hour world. But the ocean's got a story they won't tell. Pacific blue, Atlantic deep, they don't mix well. Flat plain truth. That's right. Pacific don't mix with the Atlantic flow. Different salt, different temperatures, different density though. Stationary earth, waters hold their own zone. Globe boys tripping, spaceship earth getting on. A mixed lines, visible signs. Flat plane design, leave the lies behind. Densities clash with a barriers form. Still earth, real proof, ride the storm. Look at the edge where the currents collide. Pacific chill, Atlantic pride. One fresher, one salty, attempts don't align. Density walls standing tall, defying the lie. They say it's just fronts, democlines and shit, but why the shark divide? No full mix, if Earth spinning wild like a motor spaceship. Centrifugal force, just sling that water, make it flip. But no, water stays separate, holding they ground on a flat steel plane. No globe to spin wrong. Coriolis, fake news for the dome. Stationary foundation, waters found they home. From Cape Horn shadows to the northern gates. Colors don't blend, they hesitate. Globe model glitching, explain the fix. Your balls underwater, physics don't stack. Pacific don't mix with the Atlantic flow. Different salt, different temp, different density though. Stationary earth, waters hold their own zone. Globe boys shipping, spaceship earth getting on. A mixed lines, visible signs. Flat plane design, leave the lies behind. Densities clash when a barriers form. Still earth, real proof, ride the storm. They push that NASA CGI, blue marble fake, while real sailors see the line that don't break. Warm and cold fronts draw the battle lines clear. Salinity heavy in the Atlantic sphere. Pacific lighter floating on top and they lane. No massive turbulence from a planetary spin game. If we hurl it through space at ridiculous speed, why oceans ain't turned into one big bleed? Molten core heat, magnetic lie, but the plane sits calm under infinite sky. Ice wall garden, dome overhead. Waters obey physics that the globe boys dread. Density stratified like oil on the sea. Flat earth makes sense, set your mind free. They censor the clips, call it rivers instead. We're bulls and screaming true till the shit wake from bed. Explain it, globe heads, why the barrier persists. Your equations fail when the still earth insists. No Coriolis twisting the massive tide. Just level waters on a plane, unified. Spinning ball chaos, waters to roar. But they sit partition like never before. Dark truth rising, the veil getting torn. Flat earth dawn, new era born. Wake up crew, this the ultimate proof. Not just theory, it's in the ocean's truth. Different masses, different vibes in the blue. Stationary realm, designed for me and you. No escape velocity, no curve, no spin. Just firmament high, and the edge setting in. They fear the question, mock the ones who see. But the waters don't lie, they testify free. Pacific deep cold, Atlantic salt range. Buckaroo sharp like a razor edge state. Full length bars for the real ones awake. Facing the truth, no more globe mistake. From the steel foundation, we rise and we build. Truth in the current, the deceptions get killed. Pacific don't mix with the Atlantic flow. Different salt, different temperatures, density of the waters only earth, waters hold they own zone. Globe boys tripping, spaceship earth getting on. Mixed lines, visible signs. Flat plane design, leave the lies behind. Densities clash when a barriers form. Still earth forever, ride the storm. Yeah, the oceans know Earth is flat, stationary, and the waters don't lie. Peace to the awake.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Heliopsychosis podcast. This is your host Vikka Draziv, guys. Welcome to the show and hope you guys are doing great. Yes, we are another week and we are here tonight with an amazing topic too. And yes, hit that like button because this is the thing. It's connected to the last week's podcast because it was amazing to find out that the final experiment was made by people involved with three-letter agencies. Like, just to remember, for you guys to remember that we covered the last time. It was really interesting, and for some people it was new too, right? So it's good that it's coming out more clearer, that the people can understand what's happening there, right? It answers a lot of questions. And before we get into our today's topic, yes, you have the link pinned right up there if anybody wants to come in and join in the conversation tonight. I see some amazing people there in the chat too. Shout out to my brother Psychedelic. I also saw him in the chat. If you want to jump in, because I might be playing one of your clip that you uploaded today. And let's say hello to our co-host. He's back, Paulino. How are you, brother? Where have you been?
I just got. I mean, we got a little sick here. You know what I mean? It was a tough one for the family. We made it through. I'm always the last one to get sick. You know, I was telling Vika, man, there was this at one point where there's one day everybody was getting better. I made it. The next day it hit me, and I got hit harder than anybody. But I can take it, so it's fine. But I'm in recovery. Everybody's doing well. It was great. It's great to have a break, to be honest with you. You know how it is. I mean, we just do this so much. There's so much data, so much research, and we were still working on stuff. Like I was working on the music stuff, on the production side, the engineering side, and then Chelsea is revamping all the overlays and all those things for our podcast for YouTube and Rumbo. And they're going to be more interactive, a lot of more animation she's put in there. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but it was time.
Oh yeah, shout out to Chelsea. Chelsea, what would you do without Chelsea, Paulino? What would you really do without Chelsea?
I would
Shout
be like,
out, yeah, she does
yeah,
a lot of
oh yeah,
behind the scenes stuff to make that shows look awesome, right? So
oh yeah,
absolutely,
oh yeah.
brother. And as you were saying, right, also as we were speaking, right, these breaks, like the body sometimes purposely breaks down to just shut the whole system down, to just cut this uninterrupted energy of right, all the things which goes around in all these shows and everything else, that being on the air and like speaking to people and conflicting, and even if you people believe it or not, it really drains your energy sometimes, right? And it's the body's way to, like, give me a freaking break, right? Manifest in some way of like, yeah, like 3 days you are in bed, or right, but it's part of it, right? It's we are human beings, right? We are not made of iron or something that we're going to be always being in perfect health, right? uh
Yeah.
Even a couple of time a year you should feel yourself lucky, right?
Oh
Because we
yeah.
are, yeah, the body needs to regenerate things, and right, absolutely. I'm glad you're doing good, also Chelsea, and the kids too. So, and what's going on, you're coming up with the flat out truth.
So we'll have a regular on. We're doing Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays now. We took some days off during the week now so that we can work on some of these other things. I'm gonna be doing an interview on a golf course type of situation that I'm working on now. So I got to get all the video right for that when I go on and record interviews why I'm golfing with them, and we'll have just a conversation, and we'll see where it goes. We're going to keep getting guests to come in and do that. Um, it'll be a fun thing to do. And like I said, I'm working on production of the music, all the original music that we're doing. So I'm getting ready to get it. I'm talking to some engineers, seeing which one I want to work with, who I vibe with, who sees the vision, right? I mean, we have to be able to work with each other. And Chelsea's doing all that other stuff to get the podcast more in sync. Now, what would I do without her? I would be years behind. Like I could do it, it would just be years behind. And yeah, I'm so blessed and favored to have her. And she takes it on, man. She loves it. Like, she's so excited. She wants to show me every little new thing she does, and I don't know what to say, but man, it looks really good. And then she's like, I don't know what else to say that's better than that. Well, you guys will see. It's totally different. So yeah, we're hiring people to do our old videos that we have. We have like another 100 videos or so that need to be re-edited. One of our earlier stuff, and Chelsea doesn't have the time no more, so we're gonna hire somebody. They're gonna do, I think, 15 at first, so we'll see what happens. So we're gonna pay them to edit it. That'll free her up time, and we'll get more videos up from older shows, some of our earlier stuff. So that's what we're doing.
Awesome. Yeah, people do check Paulino and Chelsea as Flat Out Truth. Also, you can find them in the chat here and also on TikTok, Facebook. Yes, to go and show some support. Absolutely, brother. And before we go in, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and it was just, like, I like to like draw the line in the sand, because like once you start promoting something, it pushes you to get it out. So I promoted. It's called Yamo Records. That's the name of our record company. So Yamo. So it's like Yamo be there. It's from a song. So I took part of that, and it's Yamo. So Ya will be there. That's where we got the title for the record company. And so yeah, I've been promoting that now, and people are starting to jump on. What's that? What is this? What is that? So like, it's pretty interesting. The promos are coming out fire though. Those are fun to do too, actually. So if you guys see Yamo Records, that's us, actually.
Nice. Is it the new moon today? I just saw a first sliver of the moon today.
Yep, it is actually new moon, Rosh Chodesh today. Yep, and it ends at evening. Yep. Yesterday was the lunar conjunctive. Yeah, I promoted that. I actually posted that out. Yeah, so I made a little promo of new moon.
Oh yeah, and when it's no moon, also like the energies are really low, right? So you could imagine, right? So
oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
The timing.
Yeah, it's fun to track it. My son loves it. He loves to track the moon, and he knows when there's no moon. He is very connected to the moon. Little Junior there, he spots it. He spots it. He knows when there's a full moon. I don't know how he's doing it. He's very connected to the moon now.
Awesome. Oh yeah, absolutely. The moon is almost like a smiley face moon.
Yes.
From where I am.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. It's towards
when
the
I
bottom.
saw it today, the first sliver, it's like the smiley moon.
Yep. Yeah, so that starts the new month. So we are in the first day of the third month in the biblical calendar.
Narrative is fake.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I wasn't supposed to play this, but yeah, our brother Psychedelic is there in the chat. So he just released this video, and it goes with a lot of things that we discuss here. So before we get into the actual title of the topic today of the conversation, I would like to go over this. Shout out to Psychedelic. Amazing research as always. So we'll play this and go over it. Hit that like button, everyone, and the link is right up there pinned if anybody wants to join the panel. Alrighty, let's hear this.
Part 2, Tesla, UFOs, and the hidden ether technology. These books, Occult Science Dictatorship and Occult Ether Physics, Tesla's Hidden Space Propulsion System and the Conspiracy to Conceal It, both proving the ether and free energy exists, and that Tesla was about to expose that through his inventions, proving that gravity is fake, aliens are not what we have been taught, and the powers that be keep it hidden.
Wow, right? So this is the thing, we always discuss Tesla in many things, right? Especially the way his technologies work on a stationary flat RAM, right? Or most of his invention are based on how the earth itself works, right? As we speak about the AC motor and the whole concept of the AC motor coming from the earth, how it works, right? The energy and everything. So it goes much more deep. He was much more into healing with electric. He was doing everything with electric and radio waves and all this stuff. So this part is like just goes in more deep so that the people can understand how deep is the indoctrination of why they didn't want it Tesla's thing and why the whole alien thing is. Yeah, my brother is right there. Brother, if you want, come up and you explain by yourself. That would be amazing, right? So, do people follow Corpus Hermeticis? He's the guy. He's the one who's done this video, and yeah, it's like almost we are connected etherically, right? So the topic we do and the things we connect. So, absolutely. And let's hear it.
They don't want you looking too deeply into Nikola.
Exactly, and this is the thing, right? And why the whole alien agenda thing is, right? It's just to cover, as we mentioned, Paulino, right? As I mentioned it a few times, and also on your show, right? That the reason we don't evolve is because of the globetards, because the globetards are too lost in the sauce, in the sci-fi, anti-gravity, and they don't know anything about the real technologies. And this document or this book shows how deep is the rabbit hole and why, right? All this show and everything is these people have done to hide, right? And this whole sci-fi space loving alien invasion and all this stuff is to cover from the real truth. This is what it shows, right? Let's hear it.
Tesla. The entire UFO narrative was never really about extraterrestrials at all. It was a cover front, a manufactured lie designed to conceal breakthroughs in energy propulsion and ether physics and other technologies connected to the work of Nikola Tesla. We're talking about technology that is allegedly so advanced that it could transmit energy across vast distances without wires, draw power directly from the ether itself, and operate machinery without any fuel. Not science fiction. They are concepts that Tesla himself explored through wireless free energy transmissions, high and low frequency wave propagation, electrodynamic propulsion, and what researchers describe as the extraction of cosmic or ethereal energy.
Sounds sci-fi or the sci-fi sounds shit, right? This is real stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? And they're
Yeah.
waiting for anti-gravity. Holy shit.
And they like to point out there when it's really here. That's what they do.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly. It's the people are running away from the truth, right? It's not the people before you could say, right? Truth is so difficult to find, right? Right now, the people are looking for distractions to not look into the truth. All this is out there. But who the hell have the time to go and check, right? Not many flat earthers and not many globers too, right?
Yeah, I think the way they've built us, right, is like back in the day, like men, women, we knew a lot of different things, like across the spectrum. But now it's always like you specifically know one thing, so then you're always looking at somebody else to do the other thing, so you think you can't know anything. You know what I mean? Like everybody knew stuff. Like we knew about the sun, moon, and stars and how to use it as a calendar. But now they have a company that prints this little Gregorian calendar and you use that. So you don't have to think anymore. You can't do it because they do it for you. It's really weird.
Oh yeah, you had to be really synchronized with the nature and the cycles to know what the hell is happening. The same way they're turning us dumb down. Before we didn't have GPS or how do you call that, tom.
Yeah.
We had to freaking go on our intuition, find places by ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? That
Yep.
skill is not there anymore. Now even freaking in your own neighborhood, you need to find some street. You need to put the tom.
Right. And most people could build shelter if they needed it. How many people could build a shelter now?
Oh yeah, skills, right? It's not there anymore.
No, it can't do anything. Sad.
Oh yeah, and surviving an apocalypse. The skills of foraging. Do the people have, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We were even watching about like what they used to cook for to break fast, right? Break fast in the morning. But the women back in the day when they used to cook in the 1900s, late 1800s, they used to recycle everything. Things from dinner was now their first meal in the morning or the early, afternoon. But they used to do that. They used to make everything so simple. Everything was made with fresh wheat and everything like that. And now manufacturing took over everything, right? They don't have to make anything anymore. Everything's all chemically made now, processed.
Oh yeah, and the body is not capable of absorbing these chemicals, right?
Yeah, confusion.
So, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Like we've been doing
Let's
fresh eggs. So Vika, I mean, fresh eggs and then store bought, not even the same. Nothing near.
Oh yeah, it's totally different things, right? And if you
Oh yeah.
let them even eat insects, if you let them free for some time and they eat insect, it's orange. It's like orange, like a sunrise orange, right? That's the real color
Oh
of
yeah.
real eggs.
Yeah, we've been going down this health food thing, and I didn't realize that even your body has its own clock. Like each organ wakes up and starts doing things mostly at a certain time of the day. It's really interesting, based on the sun and the moon and everything. I know it can sound wacky, but we're all built on this, like you said, electrical field, and everything changes with the sun, moon, and stars, and everything like that. So it's like, yeah, we're all built to be with nature. I totally agree.
Absolutely. That's the reason they're called angels, but you can call them angles, right? The angles of the luminaries that is falling on you, and those frequencies coming from those luminaries at that angle can be harmonious or non harmonious. In simple words, in simple terms, angels or angles. That's the reason every day has its own energy of that luminary at that particular angle, right?
And
Absolutely.
and then the grounding, right? Most people have shoes on all the time. Not many people walk around barefoot outside.
Oh yeah. And if you have something connected with a copper and you touch that with that grounding, it multiplies
Yep,
that grounding.
for sure.
Let's play this one.
from the surrounding medium. These books dive into subjects that mainstream rarely wants to touch: concealed energy systems, Tesla's dynamic theory of gravity, electropropulsive flying machines, and
Electro propulsion flying machine. Wow. It's gonna be a bouncer for the Globers.
the suppression of technology that is believed to threaten the industrial power structures. They also explore the darker side of the UFO culture and the possibility
So if they wanted, they could have given us already freaking flying cars during the time of Tesla, right? But they have it for themselves.
Yeah, the only way they'd give us anything like that is if they can make it so it breaks down really quick. 2 years. They can't, it's like cars, right? They can't make cars. They could make cars that lasted for a long time, maybe forever, but they won't because there's no money in that. There's only money in a trade in. There's only money when it's breaking down. You got to fix it. There's no money in it for them if you can just make it sustain with quality. So they'll give us a flying car when it breaks down a lot. You can lease.
Oh yeah, that's the reason they show like in the future it's gonna be like, aerial flying vehicles everywhere, anti-gravity, flying with anti-gravity. Yeah, Holy shit. Oh, yeah.
That the alien narrative itself became a psychological smokescreen masking classified terrestrial technology.
It's a very important point here, right? Masking the alien agenda is masking to hide the real technology and giving everyone Star Wars and Star Trek and everything else to live in their imagination and don't question the real technologies. Are they having a breakaway civilization? Right? That is the reason these people are freaking disappearing and going away. Many. Right? It's absolutely possible. Because this is like a wasteland. Right? Hell.
According to these authors, Tesla's ultimate ambition was not simply wireless electricity, it was the creation of an electric flying machine, the UFO. A
Wow. Electric flying machine. So Tesla was much more beyond. He was freaking making earthquakes. His whole lab blown up in some of his tests with electric, with frequencies, because he understood the real working of this realm, not as those pseudoscientists, Einstein and all these clowns selling abstract confusion to everybody. And just because people couldn't understand, they just ate it for face value. Wow, this is fucking real science that they're doing, scribbling some numbers and equations on a drawing board.
Yeah, it's weird how they went from a real scientist that did experiments that he could show people to all this like you said, writing on a chalkboard or something. The imagination, screenplays.
Oh yeah, we all can see who is the fucking problem. That is taking so much time for us to get this. It's because of the globetards. When they can wake up from this illusion, they're freaking living on a spinning ball, born from a primordial soup monkey, living on a spinning ball, right? Last week I just jumped on TikTok on a guy named Planet Peterson, right? He's one of to be supposed to be very big, also another anti-flat earther. I cooked him. He's missing for 4 days. He's not doing any lives from past 4 days. Like his main topic was evolution is fact. Big Bang is fact. Creation is false. Flat Earth is false, right? I cooked him, right? Because I asked him one thing. Do you think a robot is an intelligent design? He said yes. And I think you are an accident, right? Because he thinks he comes from the primordial soup and he believes in the evolution. Was crazy. It's crazy. Oh yeah. Let's play this.
craft powered not by combustion, but by electromagnetic principles and environmental energy that is drawn from the cosmos, the ether itself. These books state plainly and clear as day, my lifelong research shows that UFOs are exclusively man-made electric flying machines invented by Nikola Tesla before 1900. The flying saucer is a product of Nikola Tesla's life work. his most fundamentally important invention, for which all his other inventions were in pursuit of, though you probably never heard of this fact. One of these books states directly, since 1919, Nikola Tesla's electropropulsive discoveries have been concealed by government suppression, theft, and ridicule, while science has become a pseudo-scientific mathematical shell game which bears little new fruit and less resemblance to reality. That means that science is actually an extension of the elite control power system to propel certain narratives and ideas as intellectual fact that are actually not true but cannot be challenged simply because it's so-called scientific facts, but it doesn't mean shit. As for the aliens, quote unquote, I am not saying that it is impossible for intelligent life to exist elsewhere in the universe. What I am saying is that there is no reliable evidence that such extraterrestrial beings have ever visited Earth, even though there are many covert CIA programs, researchers, front writers, and speakers who are paid to misinterpret, malinterpret, or reinterpret vague, ambivalent, misunderstood, mysterious, or unexplained things in archaeology, ancient history, and manuscripts, languages, cultures, art forms, mythology, religion, or poetry.
So yeah, it's very simple, right? These technologies, and to hide this stuff, like they had to bring even in Einstein, they had to bring all these alien agenda shit just to hide that thing, right? So imagine how much of a problem Tesla was. Tesla was the reason Einstein had to supersede the Newton's mass attracting mass, right? So imagine how important player was. I know many people also don't want to believe that Tesla did something, right? But as I mentioned, he was the guy who was putting it into function, these kind of technologies. From where he got that, maybe from the old world, maybe from the whoever, another race, whatever you want to call them, or his own understanding of the earth, how it functions, right? There were so many patents that he was like, he didn't care shit that the people were robbing it. He didn't give a shit. He wanted the people to know the truth, to have this. As we spoke about, energy is really, really important. You control the energy. Yeah, we're speaking about blimps. We're speaking about these kind of technology where we would have been. That's the reason we say they're not even giving us the breadcrumbs. And the globetards get excited with a freaking mobile in the hand. And they think they are at the pinnacle of the technology.
Or in the exact sciences such as meteorology, physics, astronomy, or paleontology, all to create false documentation for such theories. Another passage makes an even stronger claim about the modern UFO narrative. Since the government knows that there are no aliens on planet Earth, just as I say, it can always plausibly deny the existence of alien UFOs or a government cover-up of an alien UFO, but cannot plausibly deny the existence of exclusively man-made electrodynamic flying craft thought by the public to be an alien UFO. Since seeing is believing, quote-unquote, and I have seen, I believe, the behavior of man-made flying saucers proves the existence of these free energy inventions of Nikola Tesla, which show that he was right in his opposition to relativism, and that the prevalent theories taught in the scientific institutions of the world are patently fraudulent. Because according to these authors, the so-called UFO phenomena was never about aliens at all. It was about hidden human technology concealed behind layers of propaganda, secrecy, and psychological operations. One excerpt in the book describes the alleged strategy like this: there is plenty of evidence and logic to back up the fact that the government created these programs to induce incredible delusions as means of confusing intelligent, inquisitive minds to conceal the fantastic yet exclusively man-made electrodynamic space propulsions technology of Nikola Tesla. Just think about that for a moment. If advanced propulsion systems already existed behind classified programs, then the alien narrative falls apart and becomes the perfect distraction for them to use.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A perfect distraction. A perfect movie.
100%. Yeah. Yep. They're just hiding it. They're the ones that started this whole alien agenda thing. And they're using it off a lot of even ancient text, right? That's what they do. Is they're just pushing that narrative. It's all for distraction. They know what's going on.
Oh yeah. It's a stage. Like,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's a show.
100%.
Instead of people investigating suppressed energy systems, anti-gravity concepts, or electrodynamic propulsion systems, the public gets redirected toward extraterrestrial abductions, etc. The books go even further, arguing that entire branches of physics were intentionally buried. Quote, an entire area of physics has been declared virtually occult and off limits to the public. And this is where Tesla enters the center of the conversation. Quote, while Werner von Braun ostensibly developed rockets, he covertly developed secret Illuminati flying saucers, while Albert Einstein's relativism and Werner Heisenberg's uncertainty principle were being publicized. The ether physics of Nikola Tesla and others were being ridiculed, yet was secretly being used for saucer propulsion systems and wonder weapons so highly classified that they
Oh yeah, they will call it bullshit in the mainstream media, right? And to the masses, like this is all fairy tales, right? And give them the pseudoscience of Einstein, and they themselves use the technology and science and build that shit for themselves. That's what it looks like.
Look at those rockets. They look like something from Bugs Bunny.
were never even intended
Oh yeah. Looks like inflatable, but
to be used in World War II. By substituting relativism for ether theory, which purports to solve problems, it does not solve establishment physics and has no rational explanation for gravity, momentum, and flying saucer electric space propulsion. According to these texts, Tesla's ultimate goal was not just to have wireless free electricity, it was an electric flying machine driven by electropropulsion and environmental energy extracted from the ether itself. The book states that Tesla's original vision in his 1870 student's days, when he was first starting out, of his ideal flying machine was of an electropropulsive one, the realization of which is why he said he originally entered the field of electrical science in 1875. Under Operation Paperclip, the German High Command and every German high-level technical and political authority, including Hitler, all flying saucer documents of Germany went into the CIA hands in 1945. All documents relating to flying saucers and some other things, including the real terms of the surrender, since declassified, are either fake or altered to confuse and to obscure Tesla's discoveries, which I call occult ether physics, since occult means hidden. Nikola.
oh yeah, ether physics, occult, right? And they then want to say, oh, there's nothing like ether, right? They are giving the middle finger. The middle finger represents the ether. That's why they demonize it. They're just laughing in the face of the people.
Tesla built his flying saucers around 1915 using his tuned resonant air core coils. 62 years ago, there was a secret German flying saucer project at Los Alamos using technology stolen from Tesla called P2, the existence of which has been carefully concealed. The person who was most instrumental in inducing Tesla to work with the Germans in the P2 Los Alamos project was a close personal friend of Tesla's, George Sylvester Viereck, who was also a close personal friend of Adolf Hitler and was convicted for failure to register with the U.S. Department of State as a Nazi agent. Viereck took advantage of Tesla's loneliness, shoddy treatment, and lack of respect from the U.S. government and Tesla's need to see his project through before the end of his life. He spent considerable time and patience in cultivating Tesla's trust, therefore allowing the Nazis to end up with his technology, with the complicity of the government through the American foundations who were involved. Hitler handed over the flying saucer secrets to his benefactors.
And where did Hitler found these kind of information? Where do you think Hitler found it? Because he said he sent his people to go and look into Vedas, the Vimanas, right? The old Vedas, electromagnetic levitation, right? Electropropulsion. He wasn't sending his people to go and study the mythology or the gods. No. Technology.
In the Trilateral Commission in a secret deal cut between the world bankers and industrialist trilateralists, CFR, Rockefellers, and the Nazis and others, with the U.S. government acting as a security guard. The Nazi alien religion, they called that religion Ostara, has since been promoted covertly by the U.S. government to conceal the flying saucer secrets so that UFOs can be depicted as alien technology and kept from the people. Ever since Tesla's saucer discovery came under the control of the U.S. government in 1945, there has been, in effect, a false propaganda program originally developed by the RSHA, which translates to the National Security Agency Division 6, the organization within the Gestapo, which was invented with the highest secrets of the German Reich and which is controlled in the Nazi Germany. It's equivalent to our own UFOlogy, New Age, and pseudoscientific misinformation dissemination network. The government simply employed the whole Nazi saucer counterintelligence apparatus, and it was some of the original Nazi misinformationists who employed at Holloman AFB, New Mexico, who designed and implemented the 1947 Roswell hoax. Shadowed with ostensible military and national security vestiges, this cover-up has been protracted on behalf of a
Oh yeah, how excited the UFO and the alien people get with the Roswell, right? It's all a freaking false flag. Just to excite the people, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I even think some of these abductions are just done by the government.
Oh yeah, perfect excuse for whatever reason, right?
Yeah, all it takes is somebody to start talking about it, and then next thing you know, it's just another direction of false reality, right? Aliens. They push us aliens.
Oh yeah.
coercive monopolist corporate state, even since the acquisition of the secrets by the Nazis in 1936. For if the technology had gotten even into the hands of private Germans at the time, the Nazi state's days would have been ever much more so shortly numbered. And there's so much more that I would like to get into and I want to show you and read into this in this video, but it would make it way much more longer than it already is. You guys have to get these books and read into the truth. If you can't find these books online and you would like to support me, honestly, just message me and I'll throw you a good deal if you throw me some money in my PayPal or my Cash App, and I'll send you all of these books that I made videos on already, all the occult ether books, the nuclear weapons hoax books, and a couple others I'll throw in there as a package. But in conclusion, from this perspective, UFOs are not visitors from another world. They are viewed as secret technologies rooted in Tesla's suppressed discoveries, later absorbed into military-industrial black projects after World War II. The real extraterrestrials come from under the water, like the videos I made on Hindu cosmology. If you haven't seen them yet, go check them out on my page. The argument being made is that the alien narrative serves as camouflage, a mythological cover story.
Oh yeah, we don't need the fake sci-fi and Star Trek and Star Wars. The truth is stranger than fiction. On a flat earth cosmology with all the layers and the heavens above and the realms below is almost, you could say, infinite, right? And the possibilities of life in every form possible, right? We don't need sci-fi. Flat earth truth is much more real and stranger than fiction. That's a rip-off done by the space lovers, ripping off this ancient text and this ancient knowledge and wisdom and twisting it to the fake space. So any flat earther who say, oh, they might miss the sci-fi and the space, no. It's much more real on flat earth. Every concept or everything, the possibility of existence of what this place could be.
Yeah, and
So
it's only
shout out to, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's only strange to us because we've been taught this other narrative the whole time. If they would have just told us the truth or showed us what was really going on the whole time, it wouldn't be strange, right? So like they've convinced us. Well, look at the masses; they would all think that we are off the rocker, thinking a different way. It's just all because of what we've been taught and what they push all the time: TV, movies, books, everything.
Absolutely. So if you want the truth, it's out there, right? So do go and support our brother Psychedelic. He's known as Psychedelic Kazanization. Sorry if I cannot say it right because there's so many letters in that handle. He's also known as Corpus Hermetism on Facebook and YouTube. Go and show the support. If you want some of this book, go and show the support. We're gonna give it to you. Always awesome research, in-depth analysis of flat earth and this realm that is gonna be like, we call it a bouncer, right? It will just go above the head for many, for globers and of flat earthers. That's how deep his work is. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, we were supposed to just go through it, but we are like almost spend an hour here. But yeah, it's amazing stuff.
Hey, it just goes where it goes, man. You know what I mean? It needs to be talked about.
Oh yeah, it's quite interesting, right? The rabbit hole is like, it's right there. If you really want to know what is happening, it's right there. This is fucking playing with us, not giving what is the real things, right?
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
all this imagination for the globers, yeah.
Yeah, and do support him. You know, it takes this money and time for him to do that. Support him, buy the books, support him. He's doing great things, and if you want the information, you like the knowledge, and you're even just entertained with those thoughts, support him.
Absolutely. So, psychedelic brother, if you're still in the chat, say hello so that the people can follow you and connect with you. Absolutely. And before we get into the real topic of tonight, yep, do hit the like button, guys, and there's a link up there if you want to join the conversation. So here we come to the tonight's topic: Jeran going back to Punta Arenas. Why? Why is Jeran going to Punta Arenas in December? Right. So shout out to also Flat Earth Reconnaissance for sending me that link. And this guy called Max from, I don't know, from Salvador or somewhere. He was doing alrighty, Corpus Hermeticism is there in the chat. Guys, follow him and get all his links. Also follow him on TikTok. And yes, show some support. Buy some books. This brother is awesome. So this guy Max had a debate today with Caleb on Vodcast. Shout out to Caleb too. We were having a chat today, and yeah, he's that clown from El Salvador or somewhere that who is going with. He's gonna meet Jeran in Punta Arenas, and who else? Yeah, Josh. So let's hear it. Let's hear it a bit. Nope, sorry.
On the equator. I'm gonna be 10 degrees north, so
Anyway, guys, this guy's voice really irritate me, but for the sake of fucking research, we have to go through this shit. So, yeah.
I was talking to Jeran the whole time, trying to be there. Know what the sun's doing. It's chilly. It's 53 degrees south, and then we're going to Edmonton, Canada, June 21st. We're going to do that trip first and see what the sun does at 53 degrees north, and then we're going to go down in December 21st and see what the sun does at 53 degrees south in Punta Arenas, Chile. So the sun is supposed to go the opposite direction than it's supposed to go on the flat Earth. So that's the whole reason why.
Alrighty, so this guy on the left is supposed to be the Max, right? And on the right, we have Josh Monday. I don't know if people remember, he also was a guest here. And I was also a guest on his show a couple of years back. I think right after my debate with Jeran, with McToon on Jeranism. Right after that, I was on his show. Josh Monday. Right? He's a big time Bible believer. I don't know if the people know. Let me know in the chat if you guys know him. Do you know him, Paulino?
No, I don't know either one of these guys. I mean, I knew who Jeran is. Like, I didn't even follow Jeran. I just know like little bits and pieces of Jeran. But yeah, I don't know these guys at all. So I'm here to learn now.
Alrighty, so Josh is supposed to be a flat earther. That's how I was invited on his show, because he's a flat earther. He's big time into Bible studies, right? And somehow he was also supposed to be going on TFE. He also tried and he wasn't selected, right? So that the people know. Right, and I don't know what happened after TFE and all this thing, that now they came up with this thing, right? Where Jeran, we all know Jeran, right? We don't know what is he, right? But we all know him. He, and then this guy on the left, Max, and Josh. teaming up together to go and prove something in Punta Arenas, right? Why a flat earther who's a big time Bible believer is questioning himself to go and do this shit so he can make up his mind? I don't know. Let's hear it.
I'm going because first off, I saw what happened with the whole community after TFE, where people were claiming that it was fake and that Jeran, Pastor Will Duffy, Whitsitt, everybody that basically went on the trip was lying. So I was in contact with Jeran before he left. I've been friends with him, before he left, before when he was a flat earther, and the way that everybody kind of flipped on him, I was talking to Jeran the whole time, trying to be there for him. I'm Christian, so I just if somebody's like down, I'm not gonna like kick them while they're down. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to reach my hand out and pick them up and try to help them out. So I was.
Alrighty, I don't know. I didn't know if I was muted. Sea Lightning at 300 is saying, is this the same Josh Monday that supposedly lived in China? I have no idea if it lived in China. I have no idea. I just knew that he's from US, and that he was also an ex-army. What else I know? Yeah, that he's a big supporter of the Bible and the flat earth. But what the hell is happening here then? Alrighty.
In contact with him the whole time, and I was watching his shows plus watching all the flat earth stuff just to see what their ideas would be about this 24-hour sun. And when I was hearing Jeran's show, what he said if the earth is a globe, then it's going to be symmetrical at 53 degrees or any degrees. The sun's going to be symmetrical from north to south. So I said, all right, let's test this. So I sent him a message on Telegram and said, Jeran, I'm planning on doing this. Are you down to go? And he immediately said, yes, I'll do it. So I'll tell you what, if Jeran is a liar about what the sun is doing at Punta Arenas, then he's obviously not going to tell me, yes, I'll go right away. So I was like, all right, cool. So we bought our tickets for Edmonton, Canada first, and we got a Airbnb, and so that trip was all set up. And then recently we just bought our tickets for Punta Arenas, Chile, and we got a hotel, the same hotel that they stayed at during the TFE, because of the filming right there is a really good spot. It's right on the beach. So so we got that, and then Max got a hold of Jeran, it looks like, and said he's going to end up going too. Anybody else that wants to go is obviously welcome. Any flat earther, any globe earther that wants to go is welcome to go on the trip. I'm not going to be like trying to be Mr. Social. I'm actually going to be filming the sun for 17 hours, so I'll be tied up doing that. In Edmonton, Canada, I'm going to do a 17-hour basically sunrise to sunset. That way you can see if it's symmetrical. And then in Punta Arenas, Chile, I'm going to be filming 17 hours sunrise to sunset. And I want to see what the sun is doing, and that way people can see. Obviously, we can't afford to go to Antarctica, okay? So, Max, I'm pretty sure you can't. I can't afford to go to Antarctica. Jeran can't afford to go to Antarctica, or probably any flat earther probably can't.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Papa Jones. He says, sell out. Oh, yeah. This is the thing, right? But how can you be someone who is a huge defender of the Bible and you're freaking questioning yourself and getting involved with people like Jeran and this clown on this guy clown, right? Why? What is needed more for you to know that the earth is flat and this is an intelligent design? How come if anybody was there who just wanted to do this thing, it's all right, but a person like you who has dedicated your life for studying the Bible, getting into this shit, Yeah, shout out to Flat Earth Reconnaissance. He says on 22nd I will have Josh Monday on my channel to discuss about what appears to be his betrayal. Looks like a betrayal, brother. Because why you need to get involved with this shit? Right? We all know how passionate Josh Monday gets with Bible. Right? What is it? Another psyop to show that even a huge biblical scholar who realized that the earth is a globe. Are we going to get that, Josh? I was really surprised, Josh, that you are getting into this shit. I felt your passion about the Bible and the Christ. What the hell are you getting into?
Afford to go to Antarctica unless there's the flat Earth millionaire. There's a guy that calls himself a millionaire. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
So,
this guy.
yeah, I do too. He's really rude to me. But anyways, so the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I want to obviously see what the sun does in the south, because I have been to right on the equator in Thailand before, and I've seen the moon and the sun go straight over my head. And that's another thing I'm going to do as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is next year I'm going to Thailand.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be near the equator. That's the reason. If you go on the equator, the sun is going to go right above your head. That's the reason there is no time deflection of so many hours in winter and summer as you have in the northern and the southern part. It's the equator, equal. The word says it. That's the reason in part of Asia, there's just a 12-hour sun. That's it. Every day of the year. There is no fluctuation of daylight saving and 4 hours less and 3 hours more and longer days and shorter nights and none of that bullshit. Because it's near the equator. Is that hard to grasp?
With my wife and my kids, and I'm going to film the sun there as well. I'm going to bring my camera with me. I'm going to film it there, so you see what the sun does on the equator. I'm going to be 10 degrees north, so it's not going to be exact, but you're going to be able to see. So we're going to see, if you do believe TFE, you know what the sun's doing in December in Antarctica, and then you know what the sun is doing in the Arctic, which is not debated in flat Earth. You see what it does in June. Yeah. Okay, so we know that. Now we're going to know what happens at 53 degrees north, 53 degrees south, which is right in between 90 degrees and 50. Right?
I am conquesting.
Freaking troll.
Yeah, it must have been. That's weird. Hey, and that guy's voice is very annoying. That Max guy.
Oh, yeah. Carrie's case say Max talks like his elastic bands tied around his nuts. Oh, yeah. It sounds like that. Okay, he should be a mimicry artist.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even sound like a real voice. It's like he's doing it on purpose. It's really weird.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and 90 degrees and the equator, basically, right? You're going to see what's going on in the north, and then 90 degrees in the equator, you're going to see what's going on in the south, okay? So I'm picking 53 degrees and not 50 exactly because Punta Arenas is right on the beach, and it's like a perfect shot of being able to see the sun in Antarctica, if it is there, and also be able to see what the sun does it's a lot better to do it off the beach than to try to do it where mountains are located
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
remember that that first trip that the guys did, that first night in Punta Arenas, where they could see that
I don't know if he really talks like this in real life or imagine hearing him
You can't.
in face to face, like, you know.
Oh, yeah. I would laugh. There's no way I could stop.
the sun had set, but there was the twilight just going across the face of the water, and it had only a couple of hours left until the sunrise. And it started to click. You can see it starts to click on them, like, oh, that's we're going in that direction, and that's where the sun is. So it's that first night was fascinating.
So I have a military compass. So like it's like a military grade compass that I bought. I also bought I bought all the camera equipment that I need. Also, I mean, I got the info on exactly what I'll need for the trip. So I was like, cool.
Nice.
And then I got a camera sent to me by Will Duffy because they found out that I was doing this trip.
What? He got a camera from Will Duffy. What are you involving yourself with, Josh?
Yeah, why would he take it? That doesn't make sense. It's like saying NASA gave you some stuff. You know what I mean? You know, NASA's gonna fly me out to all these places. That's weird, man. Come on.
No, yeah, maybe Will Duffy paid for their tickets too.
Yeah, and who's funding him?
Exactly, because this is gonna be like a trip to go and that what these people are saying is true. That's why is Will Duffy getting involved? So Josh Monday tried to go for TFE. He was one of the people who applied. If you guys go and check it out, when Will Duffy had those 10 people and he did that draw, the golden ticket, he was one of them. So Josh was already looking to be a part of TFE. He couldn't. So now he came up with this. What are you trying to prove, Josh?
I don't know. Maybe he just wants some spotlight. I've never heard of him neither. So
That's what it looks like.
yeah, is he a YouTuber?
Yep.
Okay.
He's also there on TikTok, but he doesn't go to lives and everything. But yeah, he's a YouTuber more. I didn't expect this from Josh. Really. The little conversation that we had on his show.
He wants the boost. Wants a boost, needs a boost. I don't know.
Yeah, but why use the Bible and Christ in the middle? You want to go and do your shit? Go and do your shit. Keep the religion aside. Don't take religion as a support that I'm going to go and prove that because of the religion, because of the Christ, because of the Bible. No. It doesn't look like. That is the reason I was saying there are a bunch of people who is doing the same shit using Bible and Christianity and Christ to do their shit.
Yeah.
Still there, still today. Flat earthers.
Yeah. I was just talking about that on our show, one of our last shows. There's a lot of people that call themselves a believer in the Bible, but they only cherry pick scriptures and they don't really know the text. So I don't know. I've never listened to him, so I don't know what his belief system is. Not all Jesus are made the same.
Yeah, in the name of God, right?
Yeah, but they don't use the name of God. God's a title.
Exactly, but that's the worst part, right? That's the worst part. Even this guy, how was that Robbie, the guy who also flipped?
Davison, Robbie
Yep,
Davison.
yep. Robbie Davidson, a big supporter of Bible and Christ and right, all freaking
Yep.
acting. Will Duffy,
They speak Christianese, right? They start speaking that Christianese, they get a lot of support.
doing devil's work
Yeah.
in the name of Jesus. That's the freaking worst part, right? And there are quite a few pieces of shit.
With Jeran, we put like a GoFundMe up, right? And then just to try to, because really it's about making my wife happy. Can I afford the trip? Yeah, I'm fine. So my wife was like, if you're gonna go on this trip and you're gonna leave me for 5 days, then you better do a GoFundMe. So I said, okay, cool. So we raised about, I think I raised, I don't even know what it's at now, but it was like $1,200. And if I don't get any more donations from now on, I'm good. I'm happy. My wife is happy, so I'm good.
$1,200. Maybe we know who paid for that. Yep.
Man, he sold himself cheap. I'm serious. I thought he was gonna say 12,000 or 22,000 or 120,000. Wow. That's not that much. Wow.
But yeah, so I got the 360 camera for that. I got everything set up basically to film. I'm gonna do like a couple tries beforehand here in California just to see if it'll last 17 hours, just to make sure, a couple test runs. And yeah, so I'm basically, what I'm doing, bro, is I've been teaching out of the Bible that the earth is flat, right? Like biblical cosmology. I've been teaching it for the last 4 years now. I've done probably like 100 shows, jumping on several different podcasts, teaching the subject. So I'm just the type of person that, I'm into making sure 100% what I'm teaching is correct, especially if I'm teaching it out of the Bible, because I'm held accountable for what I'm teaching, obviously, right? And now I'm teaching the Bible studies every single week, 2 times a week on my show and then on another show as well. So I'm held accountable for what I'm teaching. So I'm the type of person that wants to make sure 100% what I'm teaching is correct, obviously.
Oh yeah. So this trip is gonna prove it, Josh? Really? Holy shit! I can't believe it.
And
Yeah.
I don't want to lead people astray.
It's interesting he's talking about the Bible studies, but he's not talking about he's just talking about FE. What about the rest of the Bible? That's kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Bible says a lot of things about flat Earth. The thing is, I didn't expect this from Josh. Yeah.
Well, hey, everybody can help him out. You guys can probably buy him out, pay him $1,300. He won't go.
Holy shit. No, I think Will Duffy paid, right?
That's so cheap though. $1,300. Who sells themselves for $1,200?
Oh yeah, because maybe it's not about that 1,300, because maybe it's about what you said earlier. It's to get the spotlight because the first try didn't work.
Yeah, but it wasn't such a pleasant ride for a lot of those FE people, right? A lot of them got banded and discredited and things like that. So I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's going to prove the other way, Vikka. Maybe he'll go against them, and then he'll be the hero.
Oh, when you listen to the podcast, it doesn't sound like that, to question already that what you know about flat Earth and the Bible, What the hell do you need more? Really, do you really, if you understand the Bible and the flat earth, do you really need any more evidence? Any freaking scientific evidence? Nope.
Maybe this
If you are a
must be
true
like
believer, right?
yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just a trip, Vika. He's getting a free trip out of it.
Yeah, just like Jeran and Austin, right? Screwed it up for just a free trip.
I want to do an experiment in Hawaii. Anybody gonna? I'll do a GoFundMe. Anybody? Hawaii's nice, or maybe Spain. I'll go visit Vika.
Oh yeah, Spain is all around. All around Spain is full of coast, full of long line of sight. Right? As I said, I have observation from my mobile phone. 80 miles from my mobile phone from the beach. No P1000, no telescope, no lenses, nothing. From my freaking mobile phone. And comparing it with Peak Finder right there. All the peaks. For sure. Spain is awesome.
Yeah, I might go.
There's already there's already the world record photography from Spain to France, and there are other observations could be done, which could break the present world record
for sure. So maybe this guy is like I said, he's just trying to get a free trip out of it. Maybe he's just trying to like go against them, and it's going to get him, more name recognition. I don't know. I've never heard of him. I might check out his podcast now just to see what it's about.
Oh yeah. This is the thing, as I said, the more confusing part is this, right? From being such passionate to falling for this bullshit. That's the question, right?
If I am wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I have a question prepared about that. So, we regularly do in the interviews, I prepared some questions, sent them over. I don't know. I just that's the way that I feel comfortable inviting people over for interviews. So that's what I did. Icy Spin says, I like that he's excited about it. Yes.
Hey, Papa, how you doing?
I'm doing good. They just kind of pissed me off, man.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's voice? That voice, man.
That voice, it goes right through you, don't it? And it's going to be fake.
Wow. That's the voice only a mother could love.
I don't even think you can tell she didn't like him. She kicked him out of the house. Look at him.
Oh yeah, directly the centerpiece of attention, right? With this voice.
I don't care for the fact what he's trying to use the Bible and saying that he's doing the Bible studies or whatever, what he's doing. But it sounds like he's going to try to flip some people over to the wrong side is exactly what he sounds like to me that he's going to try to do.
Yeah, this is a difference between, connecting FE to the Bible. I get that. But don't call it a Bible study. That's a whole different thing. You know what I mean, right, Papa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much so. That's why I got on here.
Oh yeah, let's hear him. Let's hear.
Yes.
And the one thing that I came up, I just had like a light bulb moment in the stream before that I already see you as a future former flat earther, if that makes any kind of sense.
Oh yeah. You see that, you see it coming, right? You see the preparation already, right? It's all set up.
For $1,200. They can at least give him a Bugatti.
So at this moment, after the TFE, obviously, I was trying to find out if anybody had any answers for it. The thing that gets me is this: this is the thing that gets me. So when I'm in Punta Arenas, Chile, it's going to be at 10 o'clock at night, 10 p.m. Over in Australia, it's 12 p.m. Right. So when if the sun is to the south of me, and I'm looking south, and I see the sun to the south of me, and I'm going to call someone in Australia. I have a number of a guy that's there, and I'm going to ask him to live stream and show me where the sun is located. If it's over his head in Australia, and the Australia is supposed to be like way behind us, right, on a flat Earth. So that right there is going to be another thing that I want to do. Now, one thing that Dave Weiss always said, and all the flat earthers said, is that what they try to do is before they became a flat earther, is they try to prove the globe wrong, right? So that's something that I'm going to go try to test. You know, if I talk to someone in Australia at 10 o'clock at night, Punta Arenas, and then it's 12 p.m.
Yeah, but if you want to prove the globe wrong, right? How are you already calling yourself a flat earther and a Bible specialist, right? People might have understand that you understand the Bible really deep. That's the reason you became a flat earther, right? Are you still now on fence, or now it's been challenging? Like, is something challenging you to your belief or your understanding of flat Earth? What's happening?
Sounds like he was questioning his faith, if you ask me.
And why don't they ever mention seeing the sun or sunlight or light itself? There's a big difference. If you just see that it's light, or is it a physical sun or a visible sun? They never say the difference, but there is. You can have light without the sun.
Exactly. And J.R. Hartley saying these flat earthers, like he's not one. Exactly. He's already like putting himself aside. Like now, right now, he's in a field where he's not really sure what is happening, and he's gonna go and put this thing to bed. Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, why didn't he challenge that Max guy when he goes, "Oh, I could see you as already a flat earther, he ha ha," but he didn't put him like, "Hey, I'm not saying any of that. I have to go check it out myself." He didn't say anything like that. He just laughed. He laughed with them, so that's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, that's the reason I'm saying that this is already like a cheap script.
in Australia, and the sun is nowhere over their heads, then obviously we have an issue, right? So all I want to do honestly is just go and test the claims.
We have an issue. Wow, sound like Jared before going to TFE.
Well, he's gonna have a bigger issue. I mean, he's gonna have to steer away from everything that he's been teaching as far as the Bible goes. If he flips the switch, he's gonna he's gonna be in trouble.
Oh no, because maybe according to him, that's what the Christ told him. That the earth is a globe. I don't know.
Yeah, he'll have
Now
to say
the thing that probably
yeah, he'll have to say
Go
that
ahead.
the Bible didn't really mean what it said. They just didn't understand that it was a globe. That's what he's going to have to go to that if that's what he's going to be teaching.
Well, we're all used to seeing that same old scenario.
Right.
We're
That's the
all-
only way. He'd have to go back to that. I mean, that's the only way he can do it, because the Bible is a flat Earth book. I mean, we all know that. 200 passages that say it. So yeah, I want to see what he does with that for $1,200 too.
I'm waiting. $1,200 ain't a whole lot of money either.
No, it's not cheap.
Hell, I got that in my top desk drawer. Shit.
Oh yeah, and Jeran Austin maybe for a few 20-30 grants, right? So yeah.
people would say would be that you need to find the curvature. That's what a lot of people would say. So that's a whole different experiment. All this is an observation of what the sun is doing while you're standing on the ground. And that's kind of what it is. I'm not trying to say it's an experiment or it's like some type of crazy thing, because anybody that I met in Flat Earth, or anybody that I've ever met, can afford probably to go to Punta Arenas. It's like $1,500 to go to Punta Arenas. It's not crazy expensive. So if you do feel like there's any type of this guy's lying or whatever, then all you got to do is go to Punta Arenas. You can afford it, and you guys can go with me if you want. And the whole deal is that
the whole deal is that he's gonna go to Punta Arenas and gonna prove that Jeran was right. Right? That's the whole deal.
Plus, I mean, that doesn't prove that the Earth isn't flat. I mean, it doesn't. Like, what happens with the sun has nothing to do with the Earth measuring flat. Everything's flat. Water.
Exactly. He's saying exactly, because he's saying no, right? The proving the curve is another thing, but I'm doing this, and it's gonna in a way prove that the Earth is not flat, because again, what the sun is doing, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't prove. Level's still level. Water still finds its level. Earth is measured flat. Sea level, main sea level, eye level, surface level. All that's still real, regardless of what the sun and anything else does. Doesn't prove anything.
All of your flight simulations and everything are based on a flat, non-rotating Earth. I mean, it's documented. I mean, I don't see how this is still an argument.
Yeah, his main argument here is, right, that in Punta Arenas, at this time of the year, the sun is moving from right to left. That's what he's saying, right? It fucking depends on the orientation, right? The east is not gonna fucking change. But yeah, we'll get to it. Let's hear it.
Instead, I hear everybody talk, and I talked about Flat Earth for the longest, but there is some people that do like to go out there and test the Earth, which is good, But I think it's kind of came to a halt. The testing of the Earth, it kind of came to a halt. Like, some people still do long distance photography, but those aren't usually flat earthers. Those are actually people just trying to get a world record, But I think that it's time that
no, they are not flat earthers, but many observations are done in the same areas. You don't need to be a flat earther. The proof is there. What shit are you saying, Josh? They are not flat earthers, but they are giving us all we need to what you're seeing. You're freaking seeing the Alps from the Pyrenees. You're seeing Alps. The first one is 430 miles or 430 kilometers, 260 miles, right? The another one is 400 and something, a bit less. That's the second longest line of sight from Pyrenees, seeing the Alps. So they have to be a flat earther, right? For that proof to become reality, right, Josh? This is what you're saying.
There's been many Globers go out there with their camera and try this and find out that, damn, there is no curve. I cannot find a curve. How many times has this already been done? Yeah, I don't know. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. The real geometrical curve that proves is not helping. No. You need to involve the sun. Right? In the future, for sure. In the future, there is a possibility of fucking me going and doing this longest line of sight observation. Yeah, in the future, if the fucking people wake up, right?
That would be
and
cool.
Wanna make this happen.
That would be cool if you done like a live show doing that. Well, that would be
Oh
cool.
yeah, I can, but if the people support, if the people want, right? I'm not fucking gonna do everything on my own, which I've been doing from a very long time, right? Seeing the shit show, enough of energy and resources I have put, right? Let's play this. In the future, it's possible. For me, it's not very far. If I can fucking do an 80 miles from my mobile phone, so you can imagine how many other longest line of sight is here. And as a flat earther, and also possibility of creating a much longer line of sight than the present record. It's possible if the people want, right?
We just kind of go and test what we're saying just to make sure, because even after the TFE, I still see people, obviously they're not believing in TFE, so they're going to still say this, but they're still saying that the sun basically circles the flat earth, right? In a clockwise motion. So after I do the Punta Arenas trip, and you see see the sun, and if it's going the opposite direction that it's supposed to go, then obviously the sun is not doing that. And I told when I was on Mark Sargent's show and other people that talked to me, I said, well, I can no longer teach that the sun is doing clockwise on a flat earth. Once I see the sun in Punta Arenas, if it's not going the right way, the right direction, right?
Spoiler alert. That's exactly what it will do.
I understand.
I see it every day. I see it.
So you guys hear it. He's saying, yeah, that's what exactly what's going to happen. And he's like, yeah, so he know what is the outcome. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's another thing that kind of got me too would be, Max, is when Jeran was going over that in the north, it sets what, left to right?
Left
and then
to
for you
right.
guys, it's setting right to left. Okay.
Right.
So that's another thing that I was like, I didn't really know. Obviously for us that live in the north, we don't see that. We don't know that. Right. And,
Yep.
that's another thing that's very intriguing for me. Now the thing that I hear people saying right now in the flat earth community is, that we all have an apparent sun, and that's, I don't know. I haven't had anybody explain that to me correctly. I don't know what that means. You know, that's basically,
So do some more research, Josh. Don't go and make a spectacle of what you're trying to do. And again, trying to put down flat earthers. Even though it's going to be an invention of you guys of saying this is because it proves a globe. No. The simple perspective, your location, where you're looking towards the cardinal points makes a lot of difference. That's the thing. The basic things you guys are not getting it, and you guys are involving yourself
Yeah, it
to
doesn't make sense.
mental gymnastics. Yep.
Yeah, because like, all right, if I'm the equator, this is how easy it is. I'm turning to my right now, but if I'm the equator and the sun is moving forward towards the screen, it would be going from right to left. Now, if I turn and I'm on the equator and I go the other way, now it's going from left to right because it's still going forward towards the screen. Do you see? They're both going forward. From one direction is right to left. From the other direction is left to right.
So what
Did
you-
the cardinal did the cardinal points change
No,
in your change? No,
Yeah,
right?
no, it's still going forward. It's going.
Yeah,
forward.
but the cardinal directions are the same, right? Even if you're looking
yes.
this
Yes.
side or that side, right?
Yeah,
The east is east, west is west, right?
Yes. These guys, I don't get it. It's so
we need to
weird.
send these guys, just send them all a big box of rocks and tell them this is what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Dumber than a box of rocks, I swear.
It's really, really absurd, right?
It is. Hey, you made $1,200 in a free trip.
Maybe he even got something to spend there because it's not that you just need the plane tickets, right? So
Yeah, but if you
maybe 2,000, maybe.
if you go against the Father, there ain't an amount of the money in the world that's gonna It's going to save your soul after that one. And not if you turn people's heads the wrong way.
Moving the goalpost or
Right.
something of the sort, you know. And a
Sounds
parent
like-
son for everybody doesn't sound like.
Sounds
I-
like
I-
hope.
Yeah, it's that doesn't explain why the sun is going right to left or left to right in the north
Yeah.
or the south. Like for me, so I thought what would happen was I thought when TFE happened, I thought when they came back, I thought that everybody was going to get together. Hopefully, all the flat earthers got together and went like kind of on a Zoom meeting. We all got together and tried to figure this thing out. But what happened is the opposite. The whole entire community turned into. Well, you're going to ask me questions. I'll wait for that. I'll
Yeah.
wait for you to ask me questions.
Oh yeah. So he expected that once the sellout clowns come back from TFE, we're just gonna sit together, gonna figure out why is that 24-hour sun there? How we can fit it on flat earth. Bullshit. These people were sellout, and we don't wanna believe any shit coming up from these people. And many people, the majority, more than 70%, saw the bullshit. That's the reason nobody got together on a Zoom meeting. Yeah, for sure, there were some Zoom meeting done by some people trying to wrap it around and sell it like this is all true because they wanted to save the asses of these fucking business partners of Jeran and Mr. Austin, freaking sellouts. And we don't want to bear that shit.
Yeah, we know. We all know that the CIA was involved. He had his CIA bodyguard with him.
Oh yeah, that's what we covered last week.
Yes, sir.
So who is we gonna believe? These sellouts and the people who were trying to defend these sellouts? Like Mr. Dave. Mr. Dave did everything to support and to save the asses of these people. And in the end, it realized that, yeah, he cannot do a shit because these people are sellout. Right?
You got it.
So that is the reason, Josh, we didn't get into a Zoom meeting and like trying to figure it out because we all knew from the beginning that it was a shit show. Oh yeah, Austin is one of the biggest sellouts who's still pretending to be a flat earther. Yeah, he wants us to believe, he got us here into a situation where he wants us to believe that there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica because he saw it. He was freaking smoking and freaking wasted on the trip, freaking sleeping and swiping, and this is what they went for. They didn't went for science. They weren't freaking prepared. I am not gonna buy it, and there are many people who don't buy what Austin is saying. Because if he's still fucking selling that what he saw was the truth, he's a freaking sellout from the beginning. I know people had a hard time with Jeran too, but many people know Jeran was a sellout right from the beginning. And his business partner Austin, who's still pretending to be a flat earther, and everybody wants to believe that there's a 24-hour sun. And it doesn't fit on an AE map. So people need to figure it out. This is fucking dividing from inside. It's not dividing because we are fucking calling it out. Sorry for the... I fucking really makes me trigger these people. And what they did with TFE.
Get him,
Right?
Vikka.
It really triggers me.
Get him, man.
Really, bro, because and the people still want to buy this. No, it's nothing happened. It's all right. They did a freaking shit show in front of us, yeah, with this TFE, a psyop, and the people still want to believe these sellouts, right? Going to be on a wrong way, right? And I know that there are still few infiltrators pretending to be a flat earther, and they're going to show their true colors when the time comes.
They must all be Democrats.
Yeah, it's almost
So-
turned into like a payday now. Like, where's the truth part at? You know, like, I'll pay if the truth is there and you're telling me everything. I'll help, I'll contribute, I'll do whatever. But now it's just like people are on vacation, they're not really doing their due diligence. It's like you can't believe them. It's really bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even Kayla was saying today, yeah, that there are people who like feel sad because they lost Austin. Yeah, because he was a piece of shit. It's better to lose this kind of piece of shit and then to depend for these people to lead the community. That's the reason we are still having these kind of psyops. This is the reason we still had these people representing Flat Earth, doing conferences, organizing conferences, making money on Flat Earth with all the VIPs and their freaking online dinners and crypto shit and the casino and the what the hell is that? And the majority of the community was behind them.
They're falling for it. We need to send out a whole bunch of boxes of rocks.
And you know what it does, brother? It takes out the possibility of real science, of real observation, of real resources doing real things. That's what it takes away from. And trusting people. So good luck.
Like I said, brother, I think there's more to it than just the flat Earth thing. If he's coming off of biblical teachings, and then you're going to try to flip his switch, it's more than flat Earth. Down deep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's all connected, bro. It's all road leads to Rome, right?
Oh yeah, all of them, except the narrow path. That one don't lead to Rome.
Oh yeah.
I like that you're very you're enthusiastic, you're prepared. That is awesome. Jim Daniels for $2 has a suggestion. Says do Star Trails too.
I'm going to. I'm doing the Star Trails as well. It's going to be a long day for me. It's 17 hours. 17 hours of filming this up. Yeah.
I'm taking the mate. I will keep you topped up and
All right.
caffeine. I got your back, Josh.
I was in the United States Army, so I pulled all-nighters, fueling helicopters and doing crazy stuff. So that's how I figured I'm probably the good guy for the job. So I've already done this craziness. So, and this is vastly important for me. You know, it's really important for me. It's something I told my wife, like, this is very important because what I noticed in the whole community, Christian community and secular flat earthers, is that this has become like almost like an idol, if that makes sense. Yeah. So meaning that every single show that you do is on flat earth. Every single time you sit down with your family, you're probably talking about flat earth. Every time you're at a barbecue with your friends, you're probably talking about flat earth. And everybody that's really big time into flat earth, that's what happens. It sucks you in, you know, and it can become like an idol. And when I started reading the Bible.
What idol? Why idol?
Why? That's not the word to use for that. That's not.
Oh yeah, passionate. You get passionate. You get carried away. Right? Idol. What are we doing blasphemy by speaking about or trying to figure out where we live?
Yeah, I mean, that just don't make no sense. The words he's using, they don't fit that. They're not feasible for the situation or for the conversation that he's having.
From Genesis to Revelation, it becomes less and less of an idol for you, because you understand that there's 31,000 verses in the Bible, and probably like maybe 150 maybe talk about creation. Okay, so you start finding different things. And one thing that I notice that happens when you have an idol like that is this: you start taking your Christian values and putting them to the side, and you start attacking people or doing things that are not what the Bible calls for, in order to defend the flat earth instead of defending the Creator and the Bible, you know. Or
You see the twisting here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What do you think, Paulino?
Biblically, yeah, he's totally off. It's supposed to defend the truth, right? The ultimate truth is the Elohim, the Yahweh, the Most High, biblically. And the Bible states it compares to FE, man. It's flat earth. The earth is flat. So I don't know what he's talking about. Christianese, more a worldly viewpoint of Christianity or the biblical text. He wants to be liked, right? And there's more people that are Christians that believe in the globe that believe in FE. So maybe that's where he's going. If he can flip, he's gonna get more than 1,200 if he gets all these people that are the globe believing Christians. I don't know. Could be monetary. We'll see.
Oh yeah, Truth Russell. All right, I cannot see the whole name. He said because he loaded helicopters in the army, he's already been through what he called craziness. Does this make him somehow qualified? Exactly. What is the qualification here?
That he's already worked for the government. There it is. The very people
He can stay up.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's what he was basically saying. I can stay up all night. I loaded helicopters. You know what? So I was renovating a house all night before my baby was born. That doesn't make me more or less qualified to go to do what he's doing. It doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, maybe he's more qualified than Austin and Jeran because he can stay up late.
Well, it's funny because he's using the same guy, that Duffy guy. It's kind of weird.
I wonder if he will have a CIA bodyguard when he goes.
defending Yahweh of the Bible. Okay, I don't want to say the Creator because I don't know why people say that, but he is the Creator, but he's way more than that, you know. So I noticed that was happening, and that was something big for me, where I was just like, okay, was that happening to me? Well, let me go back to my past 40 episodes that I did on my show. Okay, oh crap, I got like 25 of them that were talking about flat Earth. I'm like, wow, that was happening to me, you know. So I'm not saying that people are idol worshipers or anything like that. All I'm saying is that it became something where you're making something so big in your life that you're forgetting about all the other things that you learned.
That's the best part, because that thing, flat earth, puts the truth in the face. It shows you that we are not an accident, right? We don't come from the primordial soup. That's what flat earth does, right? People are not idolizing flat earth. Flat earth is the ultimate truth, which proves the Bible is true, which prove other sacred books and ancient cultures and their creation story is true. That's what it does. It solidifies that what. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Paulino talks about it a lot of times too on his show. We're just dropping seeds. We believe in the flat earth. We believe in what the Bible says. I mean, there's things we believe in, and we're trying to tell people the truth. We're just dropping seeds. The type of people he's talking about, that just breathe this stuff. There's something wrong with them anyway. If they can't shut up, just drop a seed and move on. If this has got to control their life, if they got to run around and talk about this all day long, every day, there's something wrong with that guy anyway.
Oh yeah. So it's really opposite of what he's trying to say here, right? Because that's the reason there are still many churches who don't teach flat earth, because they know they're not going to be funding anymore.
A lot of churches they don't teach the truth anyway. They teach the wrong thing. Christianity is not what it's made out to be. If you ask me, man.
I think he's trying to get more in common with everybody.
Yeah,
He wants to play the gray area.
he wants to be mainstream.
He wants to hit the main, the gray area.
There's just millions of people that we know they're going the wrong way. They're taking the wrong path. So if he could just work on it, play on it. That's what it sounds like to me he's doing, Paul.
Yeah, that's what I see too. I think he's doing that. He's playing the middle ground. He's trying to soften the blow, and it's really interesting.
Is what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing.
Oh yeah, there is nothing wrong in trying to go to the mainstream. Do whatever shit you want to do to get there, but don't use religion and don't use Bible and don't use Christ. That's what it is.
Some places you're not allowed to go, and that's it. That's why I joined tonight. When he started talking like that, that's what kind of pissed me off and got me on here in the first place.
Yeah, he's got to find some other way, because otherwise, like, he's just becoming a liar.
Yes, sir.
Lying by omission, yeah.
In the Bible, including going on live on TikTok and someone coming on and you're just literally, which I know that you and Whitecast do that, and all these other people do that. I'm not trying to put people down for debating, yeah, but I noticed that.
Oh yeah, he's not a Christian and he don't care, right? So he's enjoying how one Christian is about to sell his freaking soul. Yeah, and he's enjoying it.
For $1,200.
Laughing about it, mocking him. That's where that voice. That's a demon voice he's got.
Oh yeah, but this is the best part. These Globers, right? There's a very common pattern, right? If you see Dr. Blitz, this Planet Peterson, and a few others, these are all freaking Satanist, atheist, right? Science lovers, right? It's quite obvious why it's like that.
It's like all it is about is just everybody fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting, when instead of like I understand defending a topic that you really you're passionate about. I love that. I'm like that too. But it's getting like ridiculous, because I see people like arguing with each other so much about this thing. It's getting crazy, man. But anyways, I know you have questions for me, and I don't want to answer questions before you ask them, because I'm a host too. I know how it is.
No,
Go
that's
ahead.
fine, and we've gone through some of them, but we'll. So number one is what brought you into flat Earth originally, and my understanding is Bible interpretation, right?
Yeah, here's what brought me into flat Earth. So I did 4 episodes of my podcast. My 5th episode, I think it was, or I don't know what it was, maybe 7th, 8th or something. I had Dave Weiss on, and he started talking about flat Earth, and showing me all these videos. You know how he does? He has these videos in the back, and he's showing me all these different things. And I was talking to my brother about it, and I was like, because he was my co-host, and I was like, all right, well, that's cool. I mean, all this stuff seems pretty, pretty entertaining and awesome, but let's see what the Bible says, And then I started getting into Rob Skiba, and I did get into Pastor Dean Odell just a little bit, more Rob Skiba though. And once I found out that there's an interpretation that lines up with flat earth, that's what it is. It's an interpretation that lines up with flat earth. I kind of dove into it, and I honestly, I've been teaching it for the last 4 years, very similar to like how Rob Skiba teaches it. Not in a way that's like Globers are idiots or they're stupid. That's not the way I teach it. The way I teach it is basically I go verse by verse in the Bible of what I believe is pointing towards a flat earth. There's some things that that don't make sense to me all the way on the globe, obviously. Even to this day, even though I've been studying for the last year, trying to find out, like, could it be a globe? Could it be flat? I'm not, I'm just trying to find out what's up. And, there's some things like, all the stars falling to the earth. That's kind of one of them. If there was like a firmament over the earth, let's say, and it is flat, and there's all the stars within the firmament, and the stars fell to the earth, on a flat earth model, and they're just luminaries as opposed to being giant gas balls. That kind of makes it a little more difficult for me. Heliocentricity is I'm definitely not sold on that. If I did, let's say if I did in the future say, like, you know what, I found out that it's a globe 100%, I would be more of a geocentric person than a heliocentric person. I know that's easier to explain in a heliocentric model, but I'm still not sold on that yet. But there's still some things that I would that I'm studying right now biblically. But yeah, the Bible definitely is what launched me into it. And when I started going over every single verse, I was like, wow, it does point more towards it being flat with the firmament. And that's what it was, the Bible. I think that's what got me. Just like you thought.
Look, I get that. Jeran had kind of the same thing, and baby steps. It's okay. You're not going to change like your whole worldview from one moment to the next. So it's understandable. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I mean, just getting the basic that the Earth is a globe, I think it's great progress. And then the rest will come after that. So I will change the order. I'm going to question 6 right now. So
Okay.
I'm sorry. No. Where is it? Here, question 5. Do you think that the results of this trip, saying hypothetically that you realize that it's a globe, do you think that this will affect your relationship with the Bible? Will it be a minor adjustment in the interpretative framework, or
Minor adjustment. Holy shit. What is gonna adjust, right? If we realize the globe. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear what he says.
a major one?
I'll tell you what, before I started doing my Bible studies, where right now I'm all the way to, I'm probably like, I probably have like, let me see, I have John 1, John 2, John 3, Jude, and Revelation. That's it in the New Testament on one of my studies. And then I have a lot more on the Old Testament to go because it's a lot more books. But when I go through the whole entire Bible, like I've been verse by verse, it becomes different for me than before. What I would do before is I would have podcasts every single week, right? And I would prepare all week for that podcast. And I was preparing. So the Bible reading I was doing was all about whatever that subject was going to be. So let's say if I'm going to talk about Nephilim in the Bible, I'm literally trying to dissect that subject only. So I'm reading Bible verses about that. And in my meantime, I would learn about other parts of the Bible, but I wasn't like just literally going verse by verse dissecting the whole entire Bible back then. Back then, I would have probably had a lot bigger issue than I would have right now. Because now that I'm going through the whole entire Bible, it's like, it's not like, if you read Kings, you read Chronicles, you read all these verses in the Bible, they're not really trying to point you towards creation. They're pointing you towards what the whole reason why we need Jesus in the first place. When you go over Leviticus in the Bible, that's.
Oh yeah, but before all that, it starts with the creation, right? Every cosmology, including the Bible, needs to start from somewhere. The creator needs to create, right? Every cosmology have that. How the world started, how it was built. That's the most fundamental basis of a creation story. It's interrelated with the creator. the creator or the people who wrote those books or those scripts or scriptures are trying to define their creator and the place and the house they live in. It's equally important than knowing that the God exists. Where the hell are you living, right? Before we continue, RG, how are you?
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Yep, go ahead. How
Okay.
are you doing, RG?
I'm doing okay, man. I was, yeah, man, I've been listening in, and it's unfortunate, dude, that it's the same people that are trying to go back down and like reassert their position, after like a year and whatever change or a year. And you know what I mean? Like, that's just weird, dude. Like you're going to go try to push the point after it's already been ripped apart like several times that, it wasn't holding water, bro. Like y'all's excuse and y'all's videos and technology, whatever you were using. That's crazy. I didn't come on here to say that though, man. I just wanted to point out somewhere that maybe people haven't looked at or haven't realized that at the same exact time they were doing their little expedition down there, that right over the mountain ridge, NASA was doing long duration balloon flights. And yeah, they got the technology, bro, to exploit neutrino power. And they were like connecting the ground stations to this, like what they call gondolas, the technology they were using up in the air. So if you cross 3 or 4 of these what they call dome telescope locations, well, if you cross that energy into a certain point in the sky, you're probably going to see something bright as fuck, like really, really bright. And I would check into that before people start. Not looking in that corner of what NASA was doing at that time. Yeah, that's called long duration balloon flights. Check into it. Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. The possibility. That's why I call this whole TFE smoke and mirrors, right? A mirror. Take a mirror during midday. You can make a a spotlight anywhere. So if you're looking from another point, that spotlight it's gonna look like a sun. It's gonna give you the exact copy, right? A mirror, a fucking small mirror, right?
That's the hologram effect,
Using
bro.
it
Yeah,
by hand.
absolutely.
So what else could be possible with hanging and with balloons and right? That's the reason that here the people are saying, "Oh, we are still speaking about these guys vaping." Yeah, what were these guys vaping?
Yeah, and
That they saw 24-hour sun.
Just to add to that, check this out. So I've been doing the research over the last year, bro, and I just haven't really made a fuss about it. But what I'm finding now is the exact NASA plans and the route that these balloons were flying, right? And it goes right around Union Glacier, kind of, little wonky like pattern. But yeah, they trace them from the ground. They keep up with exactly where, and I'm just saying, I don't know if they were actually down there, but those tests were going on and there's a trail of evidence behind it. So, yeah, man.
You know what I find interesting is the way this guy is talking. I don't. Somebody asked me those questions, and I was really going down there to check this out. I wouldn't give him any. How can you say, well, if this happens, this is what I'm going to believe. If this happens, this is what I'm going to say. If this happens, it doesn't make sense. Let me go down there and prove it. Like, I mean, he already says that he believes the Earth is flat. So why is he speculating on what he's going to believe if he finds out that it's not because of the sun? That does not prove the Earth is still not flat. It doesn't. No matter what the sun does not take away the Earth is measured flat and that water finds its level. And the long distance sightings, none of that goes away, on
100%. Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. If anything, he should be trying to figure out why is he seeing another light. He shouldn't be figuring out anything else because the water's still flat, the ground's still flat. We use main sea level. I mean, the things I don't understand, but he's already speculating what he's going to believe if he sees the sun or a light in the sky
Yeah.
that does what he
A
doesn't.
light, exactly. Yeah,
It doesn't make
because
sense.
it's hard
That's what he's
pressed to say. Yeah, it's hard pressed to say the sun when I didn't. Did y'all get any video of like up close solar filter, like radiating sunspots, like it going around a 24-hour period? Like, did y'all see any of that? I didn't see any of that. Like, I just see a light. Showed a light.
A quick shout out to Justin Johnson, brother, for the gifted membership. Really appreciate that. And this is the thing: if it was a glober doing this by itself, maybe we could understand. They want to make sure, right? That's what's happening in Punta Arena. But a flat earther, supported by Will Duffy, hanging around with globetrotters, trying to figure out again what the hell is that.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like asking an atheist, what are you going to do if you find out God exists? A true atheist can be like, I don't know, because I don't believe that. Like, how can you ask somebody how they're going to react to something they don't believe in? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, there shouldn't be an answer.
There shouldn't be an answer. To be like, I can't speculate how I would take it. How could they speculate? And he's speculating. He's already got his answers, man. Well, if this happens, I'm gonna believe this. If this happens, I'm gonna believe that. If this, but I'll believe in the globe, but I wouldn't believe in this part of it. Even if you believe there was a globe now from a light in the sky, how do you still know space exists? How do you still know that all these other things exist? So if you believe, you know what I mean? If you believe one thing, everything. He doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh yeah, another quick shout out to brother Justin Johnson again for 6 months member. Oh, really appreciate that, brother.
Good deal.
Absolutely.
Right on. Shout out
Amazing.
to JJ, man.
Yeah,
You're always
amazing.
doing good things, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I would say, just to y'all's points, like if he's got his own show, his own platform, like I would be asking people first before coming to a conclusion. Like, hey, can y'all help me? Maybe tell me some suggestions what to think about before I, spend all this money and raise money, like take money from people, like, be asking questions like, what do you think I should be looking out for? What kind of test should I do? Not like, hey, the globe is a globe, if I see a light in the sky, like, yeah, I would, especially if you're claiming to be a Christian, bro, like,
You know what he did, RG? RG, you know what he did? He went to different people podcast because he's not very long flat earther. I don't know him. I just came to know him just before TFE, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't a name that was like few years, right? So it's dicey, it's questionable.
Yeah. I mean, I would ask, what is the military capable of? He already said he was in the military, you know what I mean? Like, what are they capable of? What kind of technology do they have? That would be my first thing I would try to suss out. You know what I mean? Like, if there's big money involved, people are being paid. There's like people walking around taking pictures and video and documenting this like once in a lifetime kind of observation. Like, I don't think they would go in lightly. I think there would be money behind it and they would have a face to it. Like those two things,
Yeah. And again, I mean, if somebody asks me those questions, I can't speculate on that. Let me go see what I see first. How can I speculate on something when I have no data? I have nothing. Just by what is. I'm not living in Narnia. I'm trying to live in reality. That's why I'm here. You see? Like, how can you guys, like somebody asked me, hey, what do you think if this is going to happen? If that's going to happen? Let me see it happen. I have to see. And then
and it's kind of weird to me that they don't allow like high altitude, drones. Like, come on, man, let's get up in like 5,000 feet above elevation and get a good look around, that kind of thing. I would think. But yeah, it's kind of.
Let's hear
maybe
this.
there's a ceiling kind of close,
Something that's hard for some people to teach, but I went through Leviticus, and it's literally the whole entire Bible is really presenting you with you needing a savior, okay, a Messiah, right? Jesus, our Lord and Savior, right? That's literally what it's doing. It's building up for us to need that. up to find out whether the earth is a globe or flat. You know what I mean? Before, I was so stuck on flat earth and biblical cosmology so much that I wasn't opening myself up to the parts that matter in the Bible more than.
What the fuck is going on? What is he saying?
It all matters, man. What's he talking about? It's all connected. This guy is being a fool.
You got to have a beginning before you get to the end. You got to have one. You got to have a beginning now, and the beginning is creation. So he's just sticking his foot right in his mouth. I mean, he's just sticking it right down his own throat.
Yeah, biblically, everything is important, not just one part, but all it is. And you can't throw any of it out. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I've heard a couple things so far throughout this from him that kind of feels like he's following a trend kind of thing, you know, maybe trying to ride the wave or something,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
You're saying.
Yeah, if he can get globy people that want to turn him over, he's going to make more money.
Good point. Yeah.
Than just the creation. The creation obviously matters because it matters because you're giving glory to God for what he created and the beautifulness of it. But God, I don't think God made it so that he doesn't want to have it so that you're infighting every single day, every single moment of your life,
Oh yeah, for sure. It has to be the infighting because you are selling or the darkness. Because if you're saying that the earth is a globe, you are making sure that the Satan is real. The darkness is real, right? That's what it shows. That's what it's proved. His whole book that you're trying to defend and his existence of the Christ you're trying to defend destroys if you think it's a globe. It's an accident. It's a big bang.
Yeah, or why doesn't he just not talk about it no more then? Just talk about the rest of the Bible. Don't even bring up the cosmology then. Go save some people. Get them to read the Bible for themselves. See what I mean? Why push him down a ditch that he doesn't understand? He should just kind of just be quiet.
Exactly. That's such a good point, man. Josh, dude, hey, I don't know you, brother, but listen, step back, do some more research because everything that you're talking about in the Bible is 180 degrees, right, from everything they teach in school in the education system, bro. Like everything cosmology is the opposite, 180 from the truth. It's inverted.
And he's been teaching it one way, right? He said he found flat earth, Rob Skiba and such. And now he's been teaching it one way, and now he's going to flip the other way. What kind of confusion he's going to be? What kind of teacher is that? Biblical.
Well, it's where he's going to get he can get more gain by switching. Sounds like that's what
exactly.
He'll get more
exactly.
He's selling out. He's selling his soul.
Yeah. Was it the plan for the start? And then was he a trend, like following the trends, like you guys were talking about before?
single relative and every single person you ever meet in your life because you want.
Go ahead, RG. What were you saying?
I was just slipping that in, like optics, like everything. You know, what people can see from the outside. Usually, they got more time to think about it. You know, and what they're and study. But you know, like it just sounds like he's. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying he is or isn't one way, but it just sounds weird to me.
Exactly, because as you guys also mentioned, that he mentioned Rob Skiba, Dean Odell, so he was trying to study them, right? So that how he can go against it, right? You have to have some kind of, right? What the flat earthers think, and especially the, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
To defend a flat earth, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. The way that I've always seen it is even when speaking with Christian Globers like Toon, that flat earth is not a...
Is that even the term, a Christian Glover?
I really hate his voice. I really do.
Come on, bro. He's got to be bullshit, man. That is not his voice, man. Absolutely not.
There's no way.
That bro, he's constipated or something. That ain't his real voice. It can't be. Yeah. Squeeze them words out, brother. All right. I'm done.
A salvation issue. The shape of the earth is irrelevant to salvation. And I've been an atheist my whole life.
There is no freaking salvation for the ones who thinks it's a globe, and especially who knows that the earth is flat, the anti-flat earthers. Because really, the masses are never, the majority of the masses who doesn't know are never going to hear the word flat earth in their life, and they will never know. Is another thing. We are not calling them out. For sure, they might have salvation because they never heard in this life because they were too busy getting their life to get together and to have a life, right? Don't even have time to question what it is. So forget about flat earth. So those people might have salvation, but people like you and many of the globetrotters and anti-flat earthers knowing the truth, having an option to see the truth and still selling it, there is no freaking salvation in any civilization, in any religion. There is no salvation.
What's funny too is that he says he's an atheist, but he's trying to tell you what's a salvational issue biblically. He has no idea. Not even the Josh guy even knows. And then he called himself a scholar. Wow. He's not a biblical scholar at all. But I think it's funny. How can an atheist tell you what's salvational or not? It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
I'm an atheist, and then I know some Christians. That's not a salvational issue. How do you know? You don't even know who Elohim is. You don't know who Yahweh is. You're an atheist. It doesn't make sense. I don't know, man. This is kind of crazy.
So it doesn't really affect me. But when people start making claims against other Christians in the Christian Glober versus Christian Flat Earther, and Flat Earthers say, like, you're going to hell because you don't believe that the earth is flat, that is just a wild thing to me. So what I am understanding is that you're already kind of in the process of understanding that there are some things in the Bible that are not necessarily like literally true, right?
No, what it is I'm basically studying the Bible in a way where right now I'm obviously going through the whole Bible for my audience, right? Three chapters at a time. I've been doing it for the last year and a couple months. So that's what I've been focused on mainly. And when the TFE happened, I started kind of dabbling into finding out, like, just going over the verses that I had presented to my audience about flat Earth, and kind of looking at the Hebrew. If it's a New Testament verse, obviously I'm looking at the Greek. I'm trying to like.
Oh, so TFE made you question your beliefs?
That's what he said. And now he's interpreted it the other way so he can see it. So he can see the globe. I don't, he's suspect anyway. He already says he has answers and how his beliefs is going to switch if he sees a light when he goes. He's already got, like, I'm going to switch to this, and this is what I'm going to teach people. And this, dude, I would have no idea. I'd be like, Vikka, I don't know, man. I'm going to try to find out what it's like. But all I know is the earth is measured flat. That's what I know. Like I said, what happens in the sky, it does not change any of that. This guy is suspect.
Look, yeah, I think either, yeah, man, just right off the bat, I would say, just not even judging the dude, I would say he's on a shaky foundation already. Like, if his thought process and understanding of, like you said, man, just a creator in general, like, dude, if you're letting somebody switch your mind up already, and you got a little fundraiser going and your wife's happy, bro, I wouldn't go on that trip if I was you, to be honest. Either you're in it or not. Yeah.
Like on my show, I talk a lot about you try to plant seeds, but what kind of soil does he have? Rocky? Does he got soil? He's got no root. He's got no root, right? He's got no root. And somebody can just change your mind with $1,200 and your wife is happy.
He's not.
Yeah. It's not a good start anyway. I wouldn't say.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I believe this wholeheartedly. Oh, I got $1,200. My wife's happy. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna test the earth. I'm gonna test my belief because TFE really made me question it made me question even the Bible.
Yeah, doesn't make sense. Wow. And everybody he just taught all the other stuff, he's got to tell him that he was wrong and flip it.
And then he's going to turn around and flip them. They've got to flip, or they got to stay where they were at.
Yeah.
It's just a shit storm, is what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of those people that believed them, they're going to flip. And if they flip back, they're going to gain more people back. That's why people flip to begin with. It's a lonely place when you seek the truth, right? When you're seeking the flat out truth and you're about truth, people run away because people don't want to hear that. They say they want the truth until you tell them. So it can be lonely. And a lot of people miss that. That's why they stop speaking about flat earth or any other truth so that they can be welcomed back to their friends and family because they don't want to talk about that anymore. Doesn't mean they don't believe it. A lot of them don't turn over. They just stop speaking on it. But some people go the total opposite way, like this guy. He's already going to go the other way. I mean, even this guy with the weird voice is already telling him, oh, you're almost there. I can feel it. So, like, they've had a discussion before this interview, obviously.
Yeah. My family don't believe me. My family thinks I'm crazy, but I don't talk about it. We've had a conversation once or twice. Leave it alone. Don't never talk about it again. Just leave it alone.
It's very difficult that a flat earther can be like a lonely or you don't have people to speak to. Come on, guys. We all know how many flat earthers are, even if you don't have it in your neighborhood or right there. But there are people online to speak, like, you know.
Well, online, but not, it's hard to find those that are like where I live. There ain't nobody I really want to talk to about it, you know. I already know what they believe. I know what their faith is. They know that I'm different than them, but they don't want to talk about it. So I'm not going to push the issue. I just leave it alone.
Oh yeah. For example, in Spain, right, there are Spanish flat earthers too. But it's gonna be almost 7 to 8 years. I have never met a flat earther physically in my life. I don't fucking feel alone. I have so many people from all over the plane I'm connected to that I cannot even freaking answer to everybody. Right?
Yeah, but you're like kind of like me. And like Pawpaw, like there's only the few, and I don't know how RG is down there, but like some people can handle being alone. Some people can't. I mean, like some people want and need that, like they don't want to be left out of the family reunions or the family holidays and all these other things. And so, and you know, it's like they want that back. They want the acceptance and the rest of the world, the worldly way.
I'm just the opposite. I don't want it.
Yeah.
That's a good point, man. No, dude, that, just to answer your question though, I've been in the scene for quite a while. I'm more of a quiet person. And you're right, the truthers, man, we put more on a lot more on ourselves than we realize, right? And it may weigh us down sometimes. And there's some others that, or some people that just lose it and snap, and they got to go back to what's comfortable, right? But yeah, it's a tough road, bro, being a truther, for sure.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix, the guy that wanted to go back and eat the steak, even though he knew it wasn't real.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? They want that, you know. I can go now to a holiday. I just won't bring up flat earth or, you know, any kind of conspiracy, and I'll just like, you know, lay low and just fit in and kind of lie to yourself because you can't really speak about things you want to talk about. So you kind of are just hiding your real self.
Or you do talk about way too much about the world, you know, worldly ways and the bullshit that we see, like what our eyes are finally opened up to, and people just don't see it. And we're trying to tell them about it, and you know, and we don't realize how much they just aren't like us, you know, or don't see what we see, I guess.
They just want to go with the flow, man. They don't want to look different. They want to be accepted just like everybody else is. And It is. It's a harder road than when you don't want to be accepted. I don't give a crap anymore. I'm too old for all that shit now.
Well, Papa, it's like the
Nope.
video, right? It's like the veils video on our platform, right? It's just
Yes,
like
sir.
that. The
Yeah.
more you break the veils, the higher you up in the veils, the lower people see you and deem you as insane. So, like, if you're just a normal person that just wants to get up, go to work, and get a job, get married, have children, and repeat that, and then you have somebody else that's trying to dig into the truth, and like it could be about the health, the food, it could be chemtrails, it could be anything. The people that don't do that start to deem you more and more insane. So the higher you go up, the more insane other people will see you. So you get farther and farther away. The numbers get less and less. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I told
Oh,
you,
yeah.
my family thinks I'm batshit crazy. So yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think the day that'll change, just real quick, because I'll land the plane here, but I think the day that'll change is when people stop valuing money as something real, right? And start valuing time and each other, bro. Then shit will change, a little bit.
Oh,
I think.
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Here, Mr. Super Sidewinder saying, I'm tired of being alone, but I will not go along to get along. Absolutely.
there you go.
Absolutely. Being at the side of the truth, like, and realizing what it's been given and having that gratitude and not ignoring, right, how this intelligent design is for us, right? You're not alone, right? The creator, the more important is with you when you realize the truth and you appreciate and you gratitude to it for this amazing creation. Never gonna be alone, right? Sometimes it's better to have not involved anybody because you never know. As you say, it's better to be freaking sometime alone to just to get along with somebody, right? Because in the end, you are freaking playing with your peace. You're playing with your frequency. You're playing with your surroundings. Because it's not only gonna affect you, it's gonna affect everything that's around you, right?
Yeah, man, your neighbor, you are not what you eat. What was I going to say? You are what you are around your environment. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that works on a fractal level. As bacteria or whatever, you see it in a petri dish. Like what happens when you put certain things right, and it could kill them off, or they start going out of whack or whatever. It's the same thing with your community, with your your education system, your psychiatric schooling or whatever, or psychological. Well, I'm not going to go on, but you know what I mean. Like I think that's
Oh yeah,
a big
absolutely.
thing.
You are what you think. That's the real fundamental truth. You are what you think, right? Anyway, guys, let's hear this.
Figure out if I'm teaching this correctly, because when you see a verse like the earth is fixed and immovable, and then when you read the whole entire Bible up to that point, context, everything, you're not getting like David or whoever wrote Kings or whoever wrote Chronicles or something. You're not getting like, I'm not trying to. Okay, so I'm trying to find out the context and everything before that verse comes. I'm trying to find out everything about it before I just cherry pick verses throughout the whole entire Bible that go with flat earth, and I just agree with them because it goes with my my initial thought of flat earth beforehand. Does that make sense? I'm really trying to break it down to like, is the person in Chronicles talking about the earth at this moment, or saying that the world is fixed and immovable, whatever? Is he really trying to point towards that the actual physical earth is fixed and immovable, or is he talking about I'm just digging deeper into to find out if I'm teaching it correctly.
Clown.
On the surface,
He's a clown.
He's having a hard time understanding.
He can't even understand himself. How is this guy a teacher? He can't even understand his own thought, his own understanding of the biblical text. He sounds like a clown. Sorry, man. I don't really know you, but on this video, dude, you sound like a clown. I'm be honest with you. You just don't sound like you know anything. If anybody's
Oh, yeah,
guiding
because
you, like he's not a light for anybody to follow. I'm being honest.
exactly, because he's like, he it connects the Genesis and everything, the creation story. But yeah, is it the earth? What is it like? You know what? Creating that distraction, creating that doubt,
He's
right?
doubting his own thoughts. It's weird. He's trying to figure out. It's really he doesn't have a foundation to be teaching anybody. He doesn't understand it, and people don't realize, like, you talk about flat earth being in biblical text, it actually goes into the biblical calendar, the sun, moon, and stars that were created on the fourth day of creation. Like, people don't realize that it's connected to that. If you can't get that, you're lost in the biblical text. That's why it all aligns, all the dates align on the biblical calendar with Leviticus 23 and Ezekiel 46. I can go on and on, man. Like, if you don't have that understanding that it was made as a timepiece, like Vikka and I always talk about, that's what the sun, moon, and stars were made for time, seasons, for days, for the Moedim, the appointed times. So if he doesn't understand that, and it only works on a flat earth, just like, Enoch talks about in 78, Enoch 78. And, like in the mechanical realm that Vikka made that documentary on, that all shows it only works on a FE. That's it. Flat earth. That's it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And the
good point.
Maseroth.
Say that
Sorry, I
again,
didn't
Vicky.
It's
go ahead,
like exactly what he was saying, right? The Bible, that what it includes, right? The Maseroth, right? It's the story of the stars.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Maseroth. Yep. The constellations. It does not mean universe, people. So if people think that the Maseroth is the constellations, it's not universe. It's not the Milky Way. It's none of that. It's
The same constellations that have always been there, year after year after year. They're always there. They don't change. The procession of them change, but that procession runs an awful long time. I think that's about 26,000 years, if I'm not mistaken on that. But nothing ever changes, and so this guy should not, like you said, he should not be teaching. He doesn't understand. He's questioning his own thoughts as he's sitting here talking to us.
And you know what's the best
Yeah,
part,
and
Papa? You know what's the best part? When you listen to his earlier podcasts, he has a flat earther so passionate about all this, and now coming up with this shit, it's like really, like,
Yeah, he comes off weak.
Very weak.
Yeah. Biblically, I don't
Well,
know. How
these are going to be the people that have shaky foundations, bro, and especially somebody that's saying that they're 100% this way or believe this way, and then now that there's been a test done, they're gonna, they're second guessing. Now they're second guessing. So, and just to say this, I was leading to what I'm saying is people that are going to watch him on a regular basis are going to mimic, right, and question their own thing, like, oh shit, man, maybe I should think about that, or and they're gonna go for it, bro. I would just advise people, please slow down and research, because these people are gonna lead you astray for sure.
Yeah, you're supposed to seek it out for yourself to show yourself approved. Use your own discernment. You're not supposed to look up to this guy. I wouldn't. He's so shaky anyway.
Look at me. I'm an old man, and
It's crazy.
I changed. My mind changed. Everything changed for me.
Yeah, it takes a while to get to that point, though, right? Like, it really, it took me more than 5 years, probably. I was just looking everywhere. I was up several nights, like I'm sure that most people were in the beginning, but yeah, and then you just don't jump for it, man. Don't lose your footing for sure.
One of the things that I don't understand is I measure my table and it's flat. There's nothing that anybody's going to convince me that is now curved. There's no way. It's flat. That's just it.
But the boat disappears from the bottom.
Oh, but the sun moves the other way. So now my
Right.
table's not flat. Now pool table's not flat. You see what I mean? That doesn't make sense.
That's why I keep missing that corner shot all the time.
Yeah, because it's curved.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I feel bad that he's. Well, I really don't. He's been placed on notice. He's been served. He knows the truth. He's going against his own truth.
And he's going to be a
Sad,
false
bro.
teacher. If he's doing it on purpose, he's in a whole lot of trouble when he goes.
Next.
He's got to stand, but he's got to stand.
He's already in trouble by saying what he's saying and doing already. So yeah, even if he now doesn't go, already
Yeah.
screwed. Like it's like a curse. Like anything with Will Duffy and connection and Jeran, it turns out to be a curse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, look, we're not in it, but we're not called truthers for not pointing out the truth, right? Or pointing out what's going on, bro. We're not going to let this live. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything's going to bubble to the surface, bro, eventually. For sure.
Oh yeah, you can see to the deception coming, right? It doesn't need to happen when it happens, but you can already see it, how these people are cooking it, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear it a bit more.
It sounds like the earth is fixed and immovable, okay? Meaning that the earth is fixed and immovable. But there's different words for earth in the Hebrew. There's going to be dirt, there's going to be foundations, there's going to be, territory.
Creating more distractions, like by its own self, right? Holy shit.
Yeah, different
There's
wording,
going to
bro.
be like
Look,
Israel.
He's confusing himself.
They could do this all day because there's 100 different translations, bro. You could say earth. They say the earth rose from the waters out, right? After he sees, he raised the earth out of the waters. So that means there's a foundation down there, bro. Like you can't make it mean just dirt or like wind blowing sand or some stupid stuff like that, man. You can't do that, man. They're going to change people's minds like that, and that's redonkulous to me.
Yeah, this guy's
Oh yeah,
confused.
absolutely. And those who fall for it are never supposed to be.
Like that territory, or there's going to be the whole.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say is like, I know we gotta get through this video. I was just gonna say, like, the people that follow this guy and started finding out for themselves and did any kind of discernment, like he was even talking about seeing long distances with no curvature. It's like, how do you get past that? That's the whole thing I don't get. If this guy flips, anybody who follows him should just let him go. If they follow him to the flip side, I don't know. They're on their own. It doesn't make sense to me. I would say like this guy's lost it because it doesn't change it. If I go and do a long distance myself and know that the earth is measured flat, it doesn't change because this guy said he's seen a light somewhere.
Oh yeah. In the end, it really proved that how much destructive flat earth is for the controllers, right? To have these kind of false flags going around, like, so absolutely we won't be able to cover the whole video because we are not even quarter. We are like, so
Are you doing this next week? Are you gonna do this next week? This is a good one. It really is.
we will play a little bit more. We will play a little bit more for tonight because we have 20 minutes left, so we'll play a little bit more and we'll have opinions and thoughts and we'll leave for the next week. Yeah.
Whole entire earth. So all I'm doing is just digging deeper and making sure what I'm teaching is correct. And that's what you're supposed to do as a Christian and as a Berean. It says it in the Bible, be like the Bereans and study to show thyself approved. What that means is you're not just reading something on the surface and just accepting it. What you're doing is you're looking deeper and deeper and trying to find out what this literally means before you're presenting it to your audience. So
what do you mean? You didn't go deeper before you were teaching flat earth to your audience?
That's what I'm saying, Vikka. He's double talking. He's speaking with smooth tongue, right? Those that speak smooth things. Like he's this off. It doesn't make sense. Ah, this guy.
Oh yeah.
Before I wasn't doing that because I had a preconceived bias going in, and I was
What do you mean preconceived bias, dude? Right? You just didn't become flat earther just in one day, right? Did you?
so sold on the subject that I just was like, you know what? I'm going to teach it as if it's truth. I feel like it is truth. And then right now, what I'm doing is
So he just took it and he just taught, like, he just teach it as if it's true, and then he's gonna do the real investigation.
Yeah, because
Right.
he used the word feel. I don't feel the earth is flat. I know it's flat and it's measured flat, and I see it long distance that shows that it's flat, and all the words mean flat. I mean, I can go on and on. I don't feel that it's flat. I know that it's flat. Oh my goodness, this guy.
I'm trying to unpack these verses to make sure that I'm teaching them 100% correctly. And if anybody that's listening that's a flat earther right now, that's Christian flat earther, if you have any issues with that, then you need to probably get checked out, because this is what we're.
What the fuck did he say?
Oh man, yeah, man, that ain't even right. He's already jumping up. He ain't even proved anything yet. He's already done it.
That's what I'm
He's doing.
saying. He's going by speculation. That's like me having a football team that's amazing, playing another football team, and the other football team says they're going to beat me, and I go, okay.
You better get checked out. You better get checked out, man.
Hey, I'm gonna jump off here. I got kind of cut off there for a minute, Vikka, but I jumped back on just because I just wanted to say this before I left, if you don't mind, about I just seen some, I was reading the chat and stuff. They were talking about Masons, right? Do y'all remember when they held the event and they made the excuse, all of them, that, we had to rent out this Masonic building, and they made a big deal about going through it and looking, and they let them walk through and all that, bro. That vibe, bro. That's what made me really start thinking about that little group of people that were holding all these events, not to say nothing personal, but they were leaving little clues here and there about, Masonic activity, and, let's go over here and take pictures. Ha ha ha. Stuff, wink, wink type shit. And did y'all catch that when they went to hold Flattoberfest that year? And it might have been Vegas.
Oh yeah, they were doing a lot of dicey shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Most
really
of
weird
them.
shit.
The
Yeah.
Masons.
So I just want to say it, but they,
Don't
yeah,
the Masons
yeah.
believe in a firmament? Don't they believe in a flat Earth?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They follow the
know.
real cosmology.
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
know. Yeah,
totally.
they know it's flat. Yeah, 100%.
I've seen.
Yeah, and they lead everybody. Yeah, lead them astray is what they do.
They
Damn.
give you a little truth, and they give you a little bloop, bloop, bloop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
interesting.
won't throw everything off. I just wanted to see if y'all remember that. But I'm gonna jump on. Hey man, thank you.
Hey, hold on. Let me ask
but-
you a question. Right, FE
Mhm.
Core. Didn't they track that down? FE Core had rented a Mason thing for their headquarters or something. Do you remember that? There was a guy that was.
I heard about it. Yeah.
If Chelsea, my wife, do you remember that guy was doing research on that, and they used to get mad at him because he was really against FE Core, man. There was this guy, I can't remember his name. Chelsea she might be able to put it in the chat. But yeah.
Well, I think if you
never tried
are
the FE
somebody that has some pull, like in if you can infiltrate like that, yeah, I would say it would definitely be a group that had plenty of money. You know what I mean? And could
No. They ripped off RG. They ripped off money from the people, right? The FE Corps, for example,
Yeah.
right? Karen B was also part of it, right? These people went to Lake Baikal, right? And again, the same shit. They were complaining it's too cold and all these things. These people are very quick to GoFundMe, all these kind of things and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And after they don't do really shit, right? This is what's been happening from before, and the same thing with TFE and this and few things in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I completely agree. I think if you a lot of people used to say follow the money, right? And the people that don't ask for money, you know, those might be some genuine people. But you know, I used to give out of the goodness of my heart, like to all these people. Like I would donate, and I'm disabled, bro. I don't get fucking nothing per month, right? And yet I seem to do and post a lot more than these people, you know, that I don't know. I'm not saying I'm any better, but I think that if you really are focused on doing something for other people and not value money, I think you can accomplish a lot more things like that. So yeah, man. But I didn't want to throw the show off. But yeah, I keep an eye on that guy, man. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him, but damn.
Oh yeah, we are
saying some
keeping an
things.
eye. That's the reason we already have this going on. So
Yeah.
no.
Thank you for hosting this, bro. For sure. You're always doing a good thing, Vikka. I'm always in the background, bro, but I see you, brother. You're doing good, man. And it was a pleasure talking to you too, Paulino and Papa.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you. Yes, sir, man. I hope you'll have a great day.
Yeah, have a great
All
Oh
right,
night.
yeah,
Thank
RG. Nice to see
You
you,
too.
brother. And yeah, follow Papa and Paulino on TikTok too. Yeah, they're doing good
Okay.
stuff.
Absolutely. All right, bye. See y'all.
All right.
It's hard to get through this guy's video because he always says something dumb. You know what I mean? It's really hard.
Oh yeah, we'll play 5 minutes more, and yeah, we'll leave it for the next one. Yeah.
Supposed to do as Christians is we're supposed to dig deep as we could dig and to make sure that everything is correct we're teaching, because we're held. I'm especially
You see how happy this clown got when
Yeah,
another
the
was
atheist-
saying that.
The atheist got happy because the guy is like switching. And oh, dude, it's horrible. It's crazy.
I'm a teacher. I'm not a pastor, like I've gone to get my license, but I'm a teacher though. I'm teaching the Bible every single week to people on, and there's like 3,000 or 4,000 people on one of the podcasts that I'm doing it on, and then mine is a little less. But I have a bunch of people that listen to every single thing I'm saying, and if I did tell them the Earth is flat and everything in the Bible is true about the Earth being flat, every single time they're going to believe that, probably most of them, not all of them, but I'm leading them, I'm leading them like a pastor's leading them, so all I have, what I'm trying to do is, I don't want to just be a person that's, has a preconceived bias and I'm just going to teach that all the time. Like I was.
Yeah, so he's gonna be the first flat out pastor. He's gonna be flipping. Enjoy that shit show.
But I'm not a pastor. I'm a teacher. But I teach it like a pastor. What the hell? That's what he said. He said
And
he's
then I'm
not a
gonna
pastor.
flip. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he's teaches like a pastor. Then he says that he almost made a mistake and tried to change it, where he says that if I tell everybody it's flat,
Yeah.
they're almost all going to believe. Yeah, because you shouldn't be telling them anything. You should give them evidence and have them go seek it out for themselves. You're just planting seeds, but it sounds like you're trying to tell people what to think.
Oh yeah, that he's gonna be showing like he went through flat Earth and he realized something else, and he's here to teach the truth, right? The first pastor to flip. Yeah, awesome. Bring it on.
Before. I was definitely like that, and I've been like that for a while. But it takes somebody to step back, kind of see what's going on, and basically dig deeper to see if you're 100% true. Because there's things that are popping up that are happening in reality, whether somebody accepts the final experiment or not. But there is different things that are pointing more towards maybe it not being the flat Earth model that they try to drop on us.
Oh yeah, in the end, it's all about the model, right? People don't. He really believes in the TFE. He really believes Jeran is having a illumination, and he's going through this progress in his life, that he's evolving, like, and he's so sad that the people attack Jeran. How are the people not going to attack Jeran, a sellout piece of shit, already from behind the curve?
Yeah, this guy, that's weird. Yeah, he's already turned. I mean, he's just trying to sell you on the buffer to get these people that have been following him on the FE side to switch over to his globe belief. That's all he's doing.
That's what it sounds like to me, brother.
Yeah, that's horrible.
The AE map with the Earth going over the head, that's would be proven wrong if you do believe TFE. If you don't believe TFE, then obviously you're in a different boat. But the sun setting in different.
Oh yeah, you're in a different boat. Which boat that you are in now, right? It's a different boat.
What's that got to do with the curvature, right, Vikka?
Oh
There is
yeah,
no
this
curvature.
is it's not about truth and science, brother. It's not really about truth. If it was like this, right?
Wow. This guy.
different directions depending on where you're at on latitude. That'll be like another like if there was like three hats, you got one that's all flat earth, all those proofs that are flat earth, you have one that's globe earth, all those proofs that are globe earth, and then you have one hat that's both. Well, that's what I'm trying to pull these things out and find out. Okay, so this is earth, this is globe earth only, this is flat earth only, and this is both. Let's find out what's going on here and figure things out.
Yeah, and create more confusion, right? Yeah, so that even that there are some followers or Christian believers that may start doubting, right? To create that seed of doubt, right? That because you are going, this is crazy shit, bro. We're gonna leave it for the next week, but yeah.
Yeah, don't you think though? Like him, see, he's staying in this gray area. If he gets everybody's confused in the middle, they'll still be giving him cash. He'll still be getting the status. He'll still be going up. He gets both sides, kind of. He's trying to play both sides.
Oh yeah, and taking the excuse that he's trying to spread the word of Christ.
Yes, because there's three hats, Vikka.
Where is the 1200? In which hat is it?
The one that makes his wife happy.
Yeah, that was crazy. Wow.
Oh yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, it for me it's only proves one thing, right? That the flat Earth is like really making, like, giving hard time to this fake globe imagination world, the global, right? So they're gonna have, yeah, it doesn't sounds out of this world that people could be placed in a way, in a sequence, right? In timing to come out and erupt like this. Yeah. Being, yeah, that's what the truth is.
Yeah, they're just trying to splinter it. That's why it's hard for it to grow. Like people are talking about it a little bit here and there, but it's hard because anytime anybody gets anything, they fracture it. They keep fracturing it.
Well, it's a constant bombardment. When you got the higher up, you got the elite, the powers of the world that don't want you to know the truth. It's a constant bombardment of trying to make you think wrong. Constant. And they're going to hit us from every angle they can.
But it doesn't take. The sad part, it doesn't seem like it takes much to turn people. I'm being honest.
People are weak. They just want to go. They just want to go with the flow, brother. That's it. They don't want to stand out and be different. They don't want to be right. They just want to be accepted like everybody else and just go on.
Yeah.
Oh, we all know, right, Papa, what goes with the flow? Only the turds go with the flow, right?
Yeah. I like that.
So,
yeah.
And the turd's floating down to find its level.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna float on top.
That's funny. Oh man. I know it's late for Vika.
oh yeah. We could have gone for more, but yeah, it's already late. It's almost 3 hours
a
we are
great
on,
show.
and oh yeah, and I think in banjo is gonna start in a bit too. So absolutely, yep. Last thoughts, Papa Jones.
Hey, I love everybody. Just stay strong in your faith and what you believe in. Don't fall for the knuckleheads that are out there in the world trying to flip your switch. Okay, love your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. Love one another. Have a great day, everybody.
Hey, see you, Papa.
Absolutely awesome, brother. Absolutely, and yeah, don't sell your soul for whatever, right? Because it's all about energy, and it's all about what are you gonna freaking take with you, right? You didn't freaking bring anything. You're not gonna you take anything with you, right? No money, no fame, no material, nothing, right? So people need to really see the problems here, right? That in making the excuse of religion and trying to flip things, right? Absolutely. Awesome input, Papa Jones, as always. We will continue next week with this and a lot to come out more. Paulino.
Hey, it was a great show, man. Thanks for having me. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't know who this guy was, but he was fun to listen to and pick apart. I don't know who he is. Be mindful of one of the people that are following this guy. Make sure you do your own due diligence, do your own research, and things that you guys know that you studied, that you seeked out for yourself and studied, and you know the earth is measured flat. You know water finds its level. Don't go by what somebody else is saying. If they see a light in the sky, just go and do and know what you've seeked out for yourself. That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh yeah, brother. Absolutely. I hope you feel better and you get better, brother. And yep. And people do check out Flat Out Truth, Paulino and Chelsea on TikTok, Facebook, here on YouTube. Right.
Oh yeah.
So yep, awesome input too, brother. And for sure we'll continue next week with this. There's still more to go through. This is the thing. We will try to see that if we can cover next week that how much of an absurdity this whole trip is, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So there you have it, people. We for sure we will continue next week. And this is the thing. People need to wake up and see, right? What are we fighting against? Right, we have to realize that how it's a battle of light and darkness, right? That is why these kind of events are happening and gonna happen. It's not gonna be easy. We all know the battle is not gonna be easy. A real clear and discernment is required. Right.
100%.
So thanks, Papa. Thanks, Paulino. Thanks, everybody in the chat for being here tonight with us on this amazing episode. Hope to see you guys next week so we continue skinning this up.
All right.
This
Thanks,
is Vikka Draziv signing out, guys. See you next week. Bye, everyone. Love you all. Bye.
See ya.
Later.
Yo, they told you the world's a spinning ball. Molten core, 1,000 miles per hour world. But the ocean's got a story they won't tell. Pacific blue, Atlantic deep, they don't mix well. Flat plain truth. Let's ride. Pacific don't mix with the Atlantic flow. Different salt, different temperatures, different density though. Stationary earth, waters hold their own zone. Globe boys tripping, spaceship earth getting on. A mixed lines, visible signs. Flat plane design, leave the lies behind. Densities clash with a barriers form. Still earth, real proof, ride the storm. Look at the edge where the currents collide. Pacific chill, Atlantic pride. One fresher, one salty, your temps don't align. Density walls standing tall to find the lie. They say it's just fronts to my clients and shit, but why the shark divide? No full mix. If Earth's spinning wild like a motor spaceship, centrifugal force just swing that water, make it flip. But no, water stays separate, holding they ground on a flat steel plane. No globe to spin round. Coriolis, fake news for the dome. Stationary foundation, waters find they home. From Cape Horn shadows to the northern gates. Colors don't blend, they hesitate. Globe model glitching, explain the fix. Your balls underwater, physics don't scare. Pacific don't mix with the inland flow. Different salt, different temp, different density though. Stationary Earth, waters hold their own zone. Globe board shipping, spaceship Earth getting known. A mixed lunch, visible signs. Flat plane design, leave the lies behind. Densities clash when the barriers form. Still Earth, real proof, ride the storm. They push that NASA CGI, blue marble fake, while real sailors see the line that don't break. Warm and cold fronts draw the battle lines clear. Salinity heavy in the Atlantic sphere. Pacific lighter floating on top in they lane. No massive turbulence from a planetary spin game. If we hurl it through space at ridiculous speed, why oceans ain't turned into one big bleed? Molten core heat, magnetic lie, but the plane sits calm under infinite sky. Ice wall guarded, dome overhead. Waters obey physics that the globe boys dread. Density stratified like oil on the sea. Flatter makes sense, set your mind free. They censor the clips, call it rivers instead. What balls and screaming truth till the shit wake from bed. Explain it, globe heads, why the barrier persists. Your equations fail when the still earth insists. No Coriolis twisting the massive tide. Just level waters on a plane, unified. Spinning ball chaos, waters through roar, but they sit partition like never before. Dark truth rising, the veil getting torn. Flat earth dawn, new era born. Wake up crew, this the ultimate proof. Not just theory, it's in the ocean's truth. Different masses, different vibes in the blue. Stationary realm, designed for me and you. No escape velocity, no curve, no spin, just firmament high. And the edge setting in, they fear the question. Mock the ones who see, but the waters don't lie. They testify free. Pacific deep cold, Atlantic salt range. Buckaroo sharp like a razor edge state. Full length bars for the real ones awake. Facing the truth, no more globe mistake. From the steel foundation, we rise and we build. Truth in the current, the deceptions get killed. Pacific don't mix with the Atlantic flow. Different salt, different temperatures, density of the waters only Earth, waters hold they own zone. Globe boys tripping, spaceship Earth getting on. Mixed lines, visible signs. Flat plane design, leave the lies behind. Densities clash when the barriers form. Still Earth forever, ride the storm. Yeah, the oceans know Earth is flat stationary, and the waters don't lie. Peace to the awake. I'm next.